Make sure we're good. Put this off to the side. Stream is good, so we are live indeed. Just double check for the people. Yes, we are. All right, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome to episode 105 of the RGT podcast. It has definitely been a lot to go over, and or there's a lot to go over. We here. Looking forward to talking with you guys and have a good show as always. Shout out to everybody in the chat that was patiently waiting. We do appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that like button. Share it around with a friend. Does help us. It does help us reach more like-minded gamers, and let's definitely have an awesome show. Shout out to everybody in the Discord as well. Appreciate y'all. This is episode 105. We're gonna definitely just get into the intros and wait for everybody else. Everybody will be joining us momentarily. Just they're running a little late, so don't worry. Let's go ahead and get these intros, man. The Messiah, what's up, brother?
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, Mr. Carlos, what's up, brother?
I know I've been absent for quite some time. Good to be back. Gamer by choice, not by trend. RGT F5. Let's get it.
All right, for sure. So let's definitely talk, man. Let's talk. It is a lot has happened in this week, and some of which we talked about before we even got to here, and a lot of people kind of reacted to it. A lot of us figured some people would take certain reactions, right? But we didn't think it would be that extreme. So obviously I'm going to start with the first one here. Horizon Zero Dawn is officially on PC, which again, we all talked about before we got here. It's now officially on PC. And the first thing I saw on Twitter was somebody destroyed their setup over this damn announcement and was crying and all this. And I'm like, it ain't that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. We all talked about this game. But again, people took it to that extreme, I guess you can say, right? So, y'all know how that is. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So, one of the biggest things I took away from this as well, and also keep in mind, Herman Hulse actually added his own 2 cents to this as well. He stated that he confirmed that not all PlayStation games will go to PC, day and date, etc., but a lot of people, again, are kind of looking at it with a side eye, if you will, right, with his announcement of this, and a lot of people are kind of questioning whether or not he is keeping it a buck with the fan base. Me personally, again, I'm not surprised by this at all, the announcement. But what you guys think? Go ahead, Craig.
Well, I mean, again, it was reported at the end of December. I can't remember when the rumor came out. End of December, early January, and it was just literally okay. Well, until there's an official announcement from either Sony or Gorilla, we're just we'll go ahead and wait. And so. One, I'm glad several things happened. In that interview. One, if you go back to what Sean Layton said back in August of 19, he said that select games will be selected to go to PC. So here we go. I mean, now everybody took that as, well, he only meant multiplayer. No, I mean, I pulled articles from Tech Trends and Windows Central, where he clearly said there would be select games going. I like the fact that you got your direction. You did a good podcast on it, Big Cloud. It was like a 1-hour podcast. It was just like Sony clarifies the future. And so now, and it's just that now that you know their future, which if you go back to what Jim Ryan said, the CEO, he's like, yeah, we're not going to do games day and date. They want their exclusives. They understand it's their exclusivity market and things like that. I'm paraphrasing Jim Ryan. You marry that now to what Herman Holtz has just said, and it's like, okay, well, they're not going to do day and date. That's from both Jim Ryan and Herman Holtz. Mm-hmm. They're not going to put every game. They're going to put select games on PC. Again, that is from Sean Layton. Now they're continuing that. That to me is the end of the story. He said he even came back during that interview and he clarified. So now, do you have a group of people who don't care? That's what I have found out over the last 72 hours. There is a group of people who doesn't care about what they say. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they said, because you already have it in your mind that what they're going to do anyway. And that's fine. Let me make that clear. That's fine. You, as a consumer, you have the absolute right to ask what the company that you're going to consume something from is going to do. But once you get the answer, for you to then go ahead and run and say, well, it doesn't matter what they say because here's what they're going to do anyway. It's like, well, then what are you bitching for? Yeah. Because, it's just that for me personally, that's what I have found out. So, and shout out to Corey Massey, and because he was in my chat earlier today, and I'm just going to quote him. I wrote it down. And he said there's a big difference in gamers and fanboys. And what you're seeing at this point is you see the fanboys reacting, and then you see the gamers are like, well, yeah, they said they were going to do this. And even though you can show the receipt, even though you can show where Sean Layton said they were going to do this, it doesn't matter. It's still damage control. Like, well, they said they were going to do this. So, the games that they're co-funding are on PC. All the games they co-funded, including the interview you did with the Predator game, which is co-funded by Sony. So and if Sony could have went in there and whipped out the wang and said, no, we want this game only on PlayStation, and they would have made it, and but they're publishing it on PlayStation, and whoever they can get a deal with whoever they need to publish it on PC. But it's just it's amazing that somebody can be like, if I hire Carlos here to coach my football team, and Carlos says I do 60-40 pass to run, and then I get interviewed and I say, well, yeah, Carlos, he's going to run a 50-50 offense. Oh no, that's not exact. That's not what he said. He said he's a 60-40 coach. Well, yeah, I don't care what he said. That's just kind of the way it is at this point, and that is what the world we're living in now. Again, Kevin Feige of Marvel Studios said in an interview, we won't be able to introduce mutants for 2 to 3 years into the MCU. Now that's Kevin Feige, the person that's in charge of the MCU. You still have people running around the internet saying, nope, they're going to put mutants in the next movie, I guarantee it. Yeah, you're going to see mutants. I mean, we can find the quotes right now. So, again, it's just that's what I've learned. But then my father, God rest his soul, died 5 years ago, said, quote, you don't argue with people who believe their own lie. You just say, okay, and let them go.
Okay. Sorry about your loss, by the way.
Okay, that's fine.
But, again, like, I understand, y'all know me as someone who's preached the importance of exclusives. Trust me, I understand. I'm still with it. That's my whole thing, too. But again, looking at this game, the way some dudes have reacted to this, I'm talking some dudes, especially like on Twitter or like some of these extremists, and I mean the extremists. Now, I'm not calling anybody in particular. I'm saying extremists, where dudes are saying like, destroying shit or acting like, oh, it's the end of the world type of thing over this. It's like, first of all, you guys aren't even playing Horizon Zero Dawn. It was funny when you check their stats. You look and see if they actually played this game. One thing is always in common. They never touched this game. It's not even on their trophy list. So it's like, what are we talking about here then? It feels like, fake outrage for like the wrong reason, to get attention on it. And again, some people might look at that and go, nah, I don't see it like that. Well, unfortunately, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. It's not really that big of a deal just yet, and we have not gotten there. But again, some people are going to try and say, well, we're getting there. And it's like, again, I'll believe Herman Hulst for this. I'm gonna hold Herman Hulst to his word, and of course we'll just see, right? But as far as what Herman Hulst told us, us in this community, in this PlayStation side, he kept it straight with us. He said no day-and-date games. Sony's going to stay committed to the AAA budget games, story-driven narratives, and they will continue to push those boundaries of play, basically, with their first-party catalog. So again, it's like, I take his word over anything else at this point. So that's why I see it. And what's funny about it, too, before I move on to Carlos here, Horizon Zero Dawn is Herman Hulst's game.
Yeah.
And he actually talked about it being on PC. Didn't he not? He said that game would look great on PC. So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Well, again, I know Carlos is going to get in here. What I like about it is he said, it doesn't matter that he said we're dedicated to the hardware space. They run back and say, well, that's what Phil Spencer said. But they don't. It's like, okay, Phil Spencer had to put games on PC because they were lacking, any type of, I guess it was, saturation. They weren't moving consoles. So yeah, you saturate somewhere else, which is fine. And again, they have their Windows store. They put games on Steam. It doesn't matter. I don't know if they got anything on Epic or not. But yeah, I don't disagree. It's just like at this point, these guys would argue with Shirley Muldowney and the late Don Garlits, Big Daddy Don Garlits, about racing, drag racing. If that Big Daddy Don Garlits come back and said, "No, you do this, this, and this," no, I'm not. I mean, it's just this is the way they're going to be. And but yeah, again, Sean Layton. And it doesn't matter that Sean Layton said this in August. It's like that doesn't matter what he said at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because they don't like it. So, and I'll give credit to another YouTuber. They said, yeah, they know Sean Layton said that, but they didn't believe Sean Layton.
Yeah, a lot of people said Sean was probably just being extra or was trying to lead the company wrong or something. And it's like, well, this is actually internal. This is more like the board, I guess you can say, decisions of what they want done.
Can't come out and say what he said.
Right.
And neither can Jim Ryan without talking to other people. Because again, if a train's going 90 miles an hour, if you hit the brakes, it's still going 90 miles an hour.
Right.
So they told everybody if I'm an investor and I'm waiting on BitCloud to sell his ice cream in multiple locations before I invest. I need something to trigger my investment. So for me to get into his company to become a public buyer of BitCloud's ice cream, I need BitCloud to start putting his ice cream all over the city. And then BitCloud comes out and says, well, there's no plan for me to do that right now. We're going to put this flavor in this store for the summer. I'm not going to invest because I need him to do something else. But yeah, I mean, that's just what it comes down to is that there's a group of people. That's what I've learned just from being online.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the truth is. The truth is going to be what these guys need it to be. And the PC community needs the games to come out to the point where they're creating fake screenshots of games. They're doing that because they're so desperate to play the games. The Xbox community
kind of makes you wonder, though. You think about it now that it's going to PC. Kind of makes you wonder on the PC side, are they gonna give them like an RTX mode type option for this game? Are they gonna go with the extra mode? Are they gonna do all this?
Optimized for AMD and or NVIDIA? Is it gonna have FreeSync? I mean,
exactly. If they go all out and give it RTX support, I think personally they probably would recharge $60 for it for just that alone. Maybe. I don't know about $40, maybe $60 or $50.
And who knows? And like I've said before, the fact that Sean Layton said it months ago, they were preparing the food right there. They're preparing the meat, but these people didn't. Based on what I was told, hey, look, I didn't. People have said I didn't expect them to do this. That's what it comes down to. Is there's a group of people that didn't expect it. So, and there's nothing you can do for those people. Is just shake your head and be like, well, dumbass, they said they were going to do this. So I don't know what else to say at this point. But of course, if you bring up the fact that Sean Layton said it, it's like, well, you're damage controlling it. There's nothing to damage control. It was said. So,
yeah, true. That's true. Carlos, what's your take on this, bro? Now you was like, you ready to add your point. Go ahead, bro.
Let's see. Where do I start? First of all, let's start to go back in time. Let's start to go back in the PS2 era, right? Let's start talking about how Sony, when it started its online gaming, actually also near future, they would have liked to have their PlayStation games. Oh, this is back in 2004, right? This is what people have to pay. Has an idea or something that they want to do in a future venture, they're going to find every means necessary to do so. And in doing so, it creates more an attraction to the platform. There's nothing wrong with Horizon Zero Dawn being visually and story based to be put in this vernacular that, oh, Sony's betraying its fans or that Sony's doing this, doing that. Bro, just stop it. stop creating this hypothesis of just fake raging, fear mongering, all this other nonsense that these dudes have been trying to do for the past, and just accept the fact that the game is going to be played by other people, that it's actually to another platform. Why to go to another platform? There's nothing wrong with it. There have been cross-platform for years. Even on the Nintendo and Sega Genesis days, you had third-party platform games that were invited Nintendo, going to Sega, going to Atari, going to so many different types of platforms. This is nothing new. You have to, create longevity for your product, regardless of of the deals that you might have. You longevity because you reach a better audience and you get a better. I know that are that they bleed Sony, they cry Sony, they love Sony. End of the day, Sony's gonna do what's best for their interest as a company, and that's just it, man. Like, there's nothing else to damage control. There's nothing for you to say, oh, Sony's being wrong for. Like, you can't to go on about. If there's an idea that go from its inception, then hey, you just gotta accept the fact.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. Let's see. Moving on from this particular thing here. Oh, shout out to I'm just calling him PlayStation Gamer. I'm just actually nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just calling him Gamer because that's what he is. He's a gamer. Appreciate the $2 super chat. He said, "What's up?" to everybody here on the panel. Shout out to you. Appreciate it. Let's go into one of the main topics too. This was a big thing here, obviously, and again, I remember we talked about this before, and now it's finally happened, and now we see the gravity of the situation with this announcement. But it looks like, and it would appear, that E3 2020 is indeed canceled. We will no longer have the show. Now, granted, they are talking about a digital show for E3, supposedly for the other publishers to get their news out there on the games and updates. But also, Microsoft confirmed that they are also going to do their own separate, I think it's an Xbox Series X digital event type of thing they're going to do there too. So they're going to be doing something around that time as well. But as far as the overall big show, it's officially canceled. They don't want no fans there. So again, it's getting that much more bigger, and it's just it's nonstop. So the question I would have to ask you guys is, well, first of all, what you guys think about this E3 being canceled?
It's public safety, and I want to give a shout out to another YouTuber, Matt's Gaming, who apologized for his earlier statement made in ignorance, and it's a public health disaster. I work in healthcare. It is a disaster, and the president about a couple hours ago, give or take, declared a state of emergency. So it's real. It's not a hoax. And so as far as E3 being canceled, again, as a traditionalist, I hate that. As a gaming traditionalist, somebody who used to have G4 Network and looked forward to E3. I don't like it, but you cannot have. They canceled that. They canceled they pushed baseball back, hockey back, NASCAR's running with nobody in the stands. So they're recommending that you don't go around any place that has 250 people or more. We had to stop two people from coming to the hospital because they were from official hot zones where the virus has been, is at. So, it's just bigger than gaming. I'm glad that there are people who now realize there's more going on. Now, for me personally, everything I've said about the millennials, this is your test. Either you are going to step up and help wipe this out through millennial leadership, or you're going to be the trash ass generation that I've been saying you are. So let's see the leadership at this point. But public health and safety, the NCAA tournament, I'm in the South, but they went nuts when they can't go to their NCAA tournament, and so it's tough, but I think it's the right call.
Yeah. What's interesting about it too? Everything was postponed or canceled, right? The NFL, NASCAR is postponed, baseball, etc. You know what's not postponed though, and y'all know why he's doing it, and it's funny as hell because he's all about the money. But Vince McMahon, WrestleMania, he refuses to postpone WrestleMania or that silly ass XFL that he's trying to push. But again, it's like he's trying to use this outbreak to make cash off of. At the same time, it's like really. So that's that's the sad part. Another thing that was crazy too that was confirmed. You guys remember Fast and the Furious 9? Fast and the Furious 9 has been postponed to 2021 in terms of release.
Yeah, I still think they postponed. They postponed a bunch of movies.
A lot of movies are getting pushed back.
I still think Black Widow is going to get pushed.
I think so too. Yeah, at this current time and with the hazard of kids, with kids and all this too, it'd be foolish. Even though I want to see Scarlett's last movie last appearance as Black Widow. Even I can be like, I can wait. I can definitely wait. You can definitely push that back. It's fine. It won't hurt the film. It's not going to hurt that film at all. That film is going to do better than Captain Marvel. It's going to do better than Captain Marvel.
Well, in theory, yeah. Well, Captain Marvel.
She's more popular than Captain Marvel.
You're right. Yeah,
she got the fan base.
If this thing if the R naught hasn't started to, like the doctor was saying, that R naught hasn't started to, that bubbles hasn't started to come down, then people won't go to the movies because there's people literally online saying that Kevin, they ought to release it just to Disney Plus. And that way the movie gets out. I'm thinking, they would lose a shit ton of money if it went to Disney Plus.
Yeah, true. And also, good point. The Bond film is postponed to November, and also there was one more thing that was postponed. UFC has yet to postpone their fights. I'm guessing they're just thinking they're gonna wing it and do these fights. But Bellator had to cancel one of their cards, and many people are wondering, like, okay, are these fighters getting paid at least because they had to cut weight to to make the weigh-in? They had to cancel the event. So again, it's like I'm not sure how long UFC can push the envelope and get into this whole thing too, but to go forward. So it's definitely a big deal. Carlos, what you think? What's up,
man? Right now, the only thing we can say is this, right? People got to be careful.
Yeah.
People got to be mindful. Make sure you survey your surroundings. If you see anything that's out of the norm, if you see somebody that's sick, try to stay away as far as possible from that person. And if it's an emergency, call the proper people to do.
You cut out. Did you say something? Carlos, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like stop talking. Like what happened?
They're saying they can barely hear Carlos. I don't know if you can turn him up.
I got it.
Oh, turn your volume up there, Carlos. Or actually, dip out and jump back in because you're kind of biting too a little bit. But turn your volume up. They can barely hear what they're saying. Well,
hear me good now?
Yo,
you hear me good now?
Now, yeah. But turn your volume just a little bit more.
I'm using my wife.
There you go. Technical issues, y'all. Technical issues. What's up, impatient? I see you, brother.
All right, so like I was saying,
there you go.
Just people just got to be careful. Just be mindful that this is a virus. It's not around with all jokes, and there are a lot of people getting infected with this, and it's something that should be taken seriously. And I'm kind of feeling, most of these are on hold or canceled, and I'm always looking forward to the Olympics. That's one of the things that I always watch in the summer, and now I can't watch it because health something that you have to be understandable. And some people just gotta like really stop using these these theories and saying that, oh, this is just a hoax, or making stuff up that you got to do this in order to suppress. Just wait till the proper things are done and effectively con- and then eventually a cure will be available.
Okay, good point. Good point indeed. Let me move this out the way. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. To get my notes back here. So with E3 again, E3's canceled. So, I guess the biggest gripe I take away from E3 being canceled, we don't get to see the Batman game. I really wanted to see that, the Batman game, and also, what else was there that was supposedly going to be shown? Rocksteady's new game. I think the new Rocksteady game supposedly was this Harry Potter game that was leaked a long time ago, and yeah, that was the whole thing. And so we didn't get no. Where odds are we're not getting any info on that. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Let's move on though. So let me scroll up. All right. So Sony has a product announcement on April 20th at 9 a.m. at the NAB show. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the NAB show, it's an annual trade show produced by the National Association of Broadcasters. A lot of people think at this show they will probably get something PS5 related, especially since they've been quiet and people are thirsty for information. Do you guys think we'll get anything at this show? I'm not even familiar with the NAB show. I'm not even familiar with this, so I don't know what the hell this is, but this is what they're doing. NAB show. It's going to be on April 20th.
Yeah, no, I mean, hell no. I mean, I guess you just said it. Your lead up was perfect. And they're thirsty for information. So now here's where it's going to be. And that's even if they do it. Well, now, hold on. You talking about Sony Spring Lineup 2020. It says it's been canceled.
Which one? The NAB show?
The NAB show 2020.
It was postponed. It's still happening. So on this day.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's over their cameras and phone. But that's because that's what it was last year.
Could. Good point though. I mean, hell, if E3 couldn't go through with plans, I don't know if this show would go through. I'm not sure. Like it's kind of iffy. It still is iffy of whether or not this is happening.
We should be out of those. We should be out of the hot zones by the end of the month.
Oh, they're doing a stream. Okay, so it's a stream.
Yeah, it's a stream. So yeah, since we're eager to share our innovations with NAB. Again, I wouldn't expect anything until me personally. If you get it, great. But I don't expect anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, up to this point, we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing we can actually tell you people. Wait and see. Be on the lookout for any announcements, and I mean, be hopeful that something will regards to anything PlayStation related, but for the most part, with the whole situation and how this coronavirus has taken effect on all forms of publications and travel, it's what we're actually getting.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they're gonna have their TVs there because they got some 8K TVs that are
maybe
coming.
that car again. Maybe that car will be
something like that. Yeah. Canon is gonna be there. They got some announcements. So this is more the movie industry. They will be there because Sony makes a lot of the movie cameras. That you sit down and you go to those movies. See those Marvel movies that we watch, or they'll know, I believe, on Sony's cameras. So It's I get it. I think people are just thirsty for information, and I have enough to play where I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah. Got the Skid Marks $2 super chat. He said Skid Marks in the building. What's up, bro? Appreciate you. I actually have that in my notes, Brittany. Carlos, can you turn your mic up a little higher? What's up, Rich? Turn your mic up a little higher. They're saying they stuck in here.
Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button.
Yeah, we're gonna wing it today. It's all good. It's a crisis we're going on here, so we're gonna wing it for today. It's all good. We having fun. I'm gonna go live as soon as the show's over on Twitch. So make sure you guys follow me over at Twitch. It's in the description below. To keep move on though. Oh wait, no, Craig, Carlos, did you get your point across? My bad, brother. Carlos.
Oh,
I was about Carlos. I guess he.
No, that was me. I went to the Twitch channel. My bad.
Oh, even. I guess he went quiet for a second. All right. Well, we'll get back to him in a second. Let's get to the. Should I do it? Nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait one more time before I go there. The Uncharted movie will officially start production, or should I say, start filming today, or not today, but this month. Apparently, Tom Holland is playing Nathan Drake. Mark Wahlberg is playing Sully, and the movie will also have Antonio Banderas. Now, I'm not sure if he's playing the villain. I'm not sure what his role was going to be in this film, but they're officially going through with it. So, my question for you guys is: do you guys even care for this film? Does anybody care in the chat for this Uncharted film? Are you interested in this at all?
I'm interested in it. Am I gonna, be am I gonna be there day one? No, I have a NATO card, so I'll be able to see it in Rotten Tomatoes scorecard. But I'm glad they're able to get it going, and I hope it does well because it's oh man, what's that other one? The Last of Us going to as HBO Max.
Yeah, they're going to HBO and making a show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this we'll have to wait and see because one of Sean Layton's things he was doing was he was in charge of a studio that was looking at the PlayStation games to see if they could be converted into movies.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see what these two do. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I didn't know they were filming Uncharted now. I guess because Tom Holland's going to start filming the new Spider-Man movie. I think
he's doing it back to back at this point. If you think about it, maybe it's to go. Yeah, it's not like they're doing it back to back. Because remember, he's working with obviously PlayStation, or obviously he's working with Sony with the Spider-Man license, and it makes sense because they're like super close doing their partnership, and obviously they want to incorporate him in other stuff. So, not so surprised. Really, not so surprised.
How about now? Can you hear me good?
Loud and clear. Yeah. Shout out to Dreadpool. See you later, brother. What's up, Crispy Mom? But yeah, I see it. I see him doing that for sure. Just try to like get the most out of his talent, maybe.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, he's their A-list actor right now. He's their top billing actor. So we'll have to wait and see. They have Will Smith as well.
Yeah.
And and I know they did a movie, the animated movie. I think they did a cartoon. I don't know if it's been out already. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And, with Sony's riding high off of I think they produced the Bad Boys movie.
Did they? I think so. They did. Yeah, I think they did. Because what was his name? The dude behind the train, Michael Bay. He wasn't. He didn't write this one, right? Or produce this one. So,
that Bad Boys 3.
Yeah,
it's a definite watch.
That was good.
I gotta say
that was good.
Yeah, I think Sony did that one. I could be wrong. No, somebody can correct me. It's not the end of the world.
Did they help them? I'm not sure. I got to go back and fact check that one, but I think they more likely did because Michael Bay he didn't have any involvement with it, so I figured maybe.
Yeah, well, it was Sony. Yeah, it says here. Looking at Wikipedia. So
it was good though. It was good though. It was the first one in a long time I could say it was legit good in terms of story and just overall comedic relief. It was good.
And it's crazy that the budget was at 90 mil.
Yeah.
And they actually over exceeded that budget.
Yeah, they're talking about another one already, and this was supposed to be the last one. Now they're talking about another one. Now, honestly, if it's done with the exact same director and writer, then sure, I can see it being good. I like what they were trying to do. They really touched upon it. And so that film can just be better. But again, it just goes to show that they were just missing a good writer. That's all they were really missing.
Yeah.
You know, because the last one, Bad Boys 2, was over the top with explosions, and they were trying to be funny with silly stuff like the rats, and that was stupid.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was trash. It's Carlos is right. They're gonna more than likely the Bad Boys. I guess it'd be Bad Boys 4. So
yeah.
So it's because it has over it overachieved. It did much better than they thought. Still shows that Will Smith is a box office draw. When you put him in the right vehicle, he's still a box office draw. So, but like I said, Sony, you got Will Smith, Mark Lawrence, Tom Holland. Yeah, they're going to try to build with that. It wouldn't shock me not to see a Wahlberg again in the I was going to say Uncharted in the Last of Us movie.
Bro, pretty much all the actors, I can guarantee you all of them, even Ashley Johnson probably will have cameos in like the TV show. Maybe in some way, like they'll put like a clicker or something, and they'll do like a fan service thing, like, "Hey, look, that's the original Ellie. She's wearing the gear. She's a clicker or something. They might do something like that. I can see that happen. So, so far, I guess it's looking fine for them. I'm more hyped for the Spider-Man for sure over this. I'm hyped for that Spider-Man. Especially after the end. Spoiler alert: if you guys have not seen Far From Home, or should I say it at all? I don't think I should say it anyway. I mean, they didn't really outright confirm it, but I'm suggesting, right? I think me and Craig and everybody were suggesting that maybe they were hinting at it at the end with Craven possibly being added.
They're on record.
They want him in the world, so I'm thinking Craven the Hunter or some real might be in the next Spider-Man. Again, don't quote me, but I think he might actually make his triumphant.
That's the only one that's needed for the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Well, and that's if they may not do it. The director has hinted that that's what he wants to try to take it. So we'll have to wait and see.
I think it's good though. I honestly think it's good. I think they're gonna do it for sure to push it. As far as like what's the other guy's name? The other character, because they already did Mysterio. They did Mysterio perfect, and I was like, wow, they nailed Mysterio perfectly with the new MCU. So I'm thinking, who else could they possibly throw in here? Maybe Kingpin. Maybe you guys think maybe Kingpin can be thrown in the mix at one point.
He can make an appearance because can't have the Sinister Six without Kingpin. You really can't.
But Kingpin's more of a Daredevil villain. They just might put him in the Spider-Man comics. But no, that's a good point. That's a legitimate. Yeah, Kingpin would be cool.
Because if you remember the Spider-Man animated series, Kingpin was behind the whole formation of the Sinister Six, and that in that part of the story.
Yeah, and we'll have to see where Feige, because he's producing. That was part of the deal where they take it. But yeah, I'm not saying they won't have Craven in it. But we'll have to wait and see. There's been because the script's there, they start filming, so eventually something will leak out.
I'm looking forward to that Venom 2 though. Like
I'm not.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Marlon Gaming? Salute! Shout out to Marlon Gaming in the chat. It's funny. I think Foxy did Foxy set his clock different? Yeah, because remember the daylight, the savings time we had to go through.
Marlon, I think I just subbed to you today. I think I just subbed.
If that's the case, he probably didn't. He's probably far, like he probably got to readjust his schedule because of the time change. I forgot about that, but how that is. So shout out to Marlon though. Appreciate you, brother, coming through. Let's continue though. It's like movie wise, man. Let me tell you, there's only one movie in the new MCU that I'm looking forward to, and that's Blade. That's it. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, that won't be for that's 3 to 4 years down the road.
I know. That's what I'm interested in. Aside from this, the final episode of Black Widow's chapter, it's Blade. After that, I'm done.
Yeah, and again, if you want to know when this is happening, watch Captain America: Civil War, and it's happening between Civil War and Infinity War.
Yeah,
that's where this timeline is. So we'll see what she was doing after her scene at the airport.
Yeah,
big fight scene they had in Civil War, because you don't see her anymore after. So she went somewhere. So they may throw back to that. I mean, this is
they're probably just setting up her replacement. Honestly, like in all honesty, I think
that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, like that other chick, her sister. I think that's gonna be her replacement in the MCU.
Possibly.
Yeah. Because they could have did the what are those things called? The little green guys, the Krolls or the skulls, the scrolls. Yeah. They could have been. They could have did that and had her in it. But it's like that's too.
That would have been too
obvious, right? It's too obvious to do that.
No, and they could, but Black Widow that's just the program she came out of. So anybody could be. But even if they said that's her sister, I think they're setting. You think they're setting up Young Avengers? because that could be what they're starting to set up, because they've got Scott Lang's daughter,
Probably.
Hawkeye's daughter, they've got
Probably.
so it's there's a very good chance they're setting up Spider-Man, Reed Richards. They're going to bring in the Fantastic Four eventually, so I think that's where they're going. We'll have to wait and see. Definitely we'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely.
It's exciting
Somebody
times
in here.
Foxy jumped in, people.
How is it you started already? It's not 10 o'clock in the UK yet.
Oh, you know what you did? That daylight savings time shit.
Yeah, so you guys have moved your time already and we haven't.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
What's up, brother? Good to see you, though. It's been a minute. How you been?
Bro, I've been sitting here waiting. Not knowing that you're already on.
Oh, wow. I thought you were
I
up.
could have been playing a game. I could have been doing anything.
No, Lord. Oh, there you guys go. Fox is here, guys. That damn daylight savings time. Something told me. I was like, shit. Something told me.
Why didn't you just send me a tweet and say, like, bro?
I thought you were there because we already put the tweet up. That's where we already been put it out and everything. So
no, but like, how long you been live now?
Shit. Fucking
40
minutes.
Yeah, so why didn't you tweet me?
Yeah, I should have. I should have.
Live.
Yeah, I should have. That's my bad. I was too busy. I think he's like he's just gonna be a little.
You didn't want me here, man. I'm not feeling this.
What's up, though? Welcome.
I'm severely hurt. I'm emotional right now. I'm emotional.
Well, it is good to see you, my brother. Welcome back. As good as always, my man.
What's happening, man?
So we talked about a few topics. We ain't really go into the crazy stuff. So if you want to just get your opinion on a few things, let's start with the first one.
I hate this new YouTube. I hate it.
Oh, dude, I told you.
I don't like this new YouTube dashboard crap. I hate it. I like.
You can switch it back.
This is awful. I can't even fight. This is ridiculous.
The Fox has entered the building, I presume.
Oh, who's that? Carlos?
That's Carlos.
How you doing, my friend? How you doing, man?
Hey, my friend. Long time no see.
How are those chiquitas, man? Those chiquitas, my friend.
It's doing good.
Don't worry, we have fun. Don't worry about it. But what was I about to ask you? Let's see. Did you hear about Horizon going to PC? I know you saw the outcry, right?
But didn't we know that was a possibility months ago?
Yes, we did. And the reason I asked you this was
it's a surprise.
Well, yeah, that is true. We talked about it earlier. Again, like dudes was replying, like we're acting to this crazy, saying it's the end of PlayStation's near off of this. And one dude actually got replied to by the actual developer from Guerrilla Games. They actually hit him up. They was like, dog, why are you even making this video? Because he did a video that went viral of him destroying his setup because he was mad because the game was going to other platforms. And they actually replied to that, saying that something's wrong with you mentally to do this. Yeah.
So run that by me again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find how to just get anybody's channel up so I can watch it, see the comments, and because I'm using this new thing for the first time, this blasted YouTube is getting on my nerves. Seriously. I found you now. Here you are. Here's your channel. Wow. Something so simple took so long. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. So the developer Guerrilla Games, or not, yeah, some of the developers from Guerrilla Games hit up this guy on Twitter because he did a video, he destroying his whole setup, and basically
why did they do that?
Because he destroyed his monitor. He destroyed his monitor, his setup, and he was like crying and saying that this is how I celebrate my birthday. Horizon's going to other platforms, yada yada yada. He was basically crying on the screen, and then Guerrilla Games replied.
They should let him burn his house down, because if that's how you feel about something as trivial as some entertainment medium we call video games, you don't deserve to own a damn thing.
Yeah. It's sad, dude. It's sad. We were all looking at this like, yo, what is going on with people over this whole thing?
No,
and granted,
I don't mean that. He's got mental health problems.
Yeah.
No, that's not normal.
Listen to this, though. Listen to this. This is the same guy who did a 20-page article to fans basically saying that, hey, if you support this, before we even got confirmation, if you support this, yada, 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 you're not a real fan, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as he gets called out by the developers of Guerrilla Games, he all of a sudden says, oh, I'm a parody account. I'm like, nah, you're not a parody account. You've been doing this for God knows how long.
You know what? Do you know something?
What's up?
You know something? We should be more sympathetic.
Yeah.
Or empathetic towards this person, because That's not normal behavior, and they clearly have some mental health issue. So I take back about burning houses and all that. So I take it back because, I just got excited with it. It's it's entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. But really, if you go beneath the surface and you dig deep, you find out that that person's got mental health problems.
But can we say this?
Most of us have. Actually, most of us have mental health problems. Just some of us haven't been diagnosed yet.
Yeah, I sent the article to you, Big Cloud. If you want to put it up on the screen, I put it in your Twitter.
Foxy, can
put on the stream?
I put that article about the guerrilla dev responding.
But they shouldn't have given him any attention though, because you got, as a company, you got to protect yourself, because you don't know how stable someone is, and if you contact them and call them out and then they kill themselves, it looks bad on you, because it's like, everyone's looking for we live in a cancel culture. Everyone's looking for scapegoats. So I would have ignored him if I was a company, because hell, you can try and sue me now. I ain't got no money, so it don't matter. But if I was a company, I don't think I'd have said anything.
Shout out to Chris Rebound in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. See you later.
Or you could take it with a grain of salt.
So that again, you cut out. Or you could
take it with a grain of salt.
Oh yeah, that's such an overused thing now, isn't it? Gosh, who'd have thought that hearing that phrase would be just so cliched these days? I try and avoid saying "take it with a pinch of salt." I really try and avoid it. Every time I say it, I feel like I'm degenerating.
All right. So we'll take it with a tab.
I try and replace it like let's not take this at face value.
There you go.
That's actually a good one though.
That's better, because just because the face looks genuine, you don't mean the words are. Anyone can wear a nice suit and rob your mama for her house while you're at work. Come over, she's dying over the house, some dude in a suit.
Oh god.
Hey man, you got sometimes you got to be a con man in order to.
Exactly,
dude. E3
salt is bad for your blood pressure, in it. So allow the salt. Too much salt, high blood pressure.
Oh
cholesterol,
god,
all that shit.
Hey Fox, so E3 2020, my brother, canceled.
I'm glad.
Really? You're glad?
Yeah, because a large gathering like that, it's not worth risking people's
health. Oh
yeah,
sure, for this health.
Most of us stay home anyway and watch it on YouTube or wherever, right?
Yeah.
So if they're going to do a pre-recorded show or a show that's live streamed with no audience, what does it matter to most of us who don't go to E3?
Yeah, everybody was kind of like banking on it this time. They claimed it was going to be bigger because the whole Xbox had the show, Nintendo had their thing too. Obviously Sony wasn't there, but a lot of people were looking forward to it.
It hurts Sony fans. I shouldn't say Sony fans. I've been reading too many troll tweets lately. It hurts PlayStation fans.
There you go.
Less.
There you go.
Because we already knew.
Yeah.
Like in 2018, the Sony were off E3 like stale cheese.
Yeah. That is true.
But it won't affect the Xbox community either, because, as I say, they'll do a digital event. It's simple. You don't need a crowd. Just zoom the camera in real close.
Yeah, we have evidence of that. Yeah.
You don't need a crowd. Don't do any distant shots where you see empty chairs. Just put it on that person. Let them read their little teleprompter. Tell us what we need to know. Your uncle.
That is true. That is definitely true. They proved that with the tweets. Remember, the tweets have been really very successful for them. They haven't needed a single major live show just yet to get the news out there. Puerto Rock, I see you, brother. Shout out to you. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're safe over there, my brother. Shout out to Puerto Rock.
Is he in Germany?
Yeah, he's in Germany still.
Oh, he'll be safe. He'll be safe.
Yeah, there's a schnauzer. There's a schnauzer in my wiener schnitzel. So
he'll be safe. He'll be safe out there, man. In Deutschland, he'll be all right, man.
Yeah.
Germans are they're very precise and technical people. They're probably not like the UK. Leave everything till the last minute. Have a cup of tea. Hope it goes away.
Yeah, he's stuck there. Hey, we'll see. We're gonna see you real soon when you get to the States for sure, my brother. Just be safe over there for sure. It's getting crazy. So one thing we took away from it, throw this out here to you too. We didn't get the Batman. It was the Batman, the new Batman game. Details are going to be shown there. Apparently, that was supposedly going to happen. Still might happen, obviously. And of course, Rocksteady's new game, which is a Harry Potter title, supposedly.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Yeah.
Did you hear about Batman?
Keep the wand. Keep the wand. Keep the wand.
Keep the wand? Ah, what about Batman? No.
Batman.
Yeah. Like,
I like Batman.
WB.
I like Batman, but it doesn't give me a hard on. Like, I'm not really like, I don't feel like anti-climax because I haven't seen anything. I'm more interested in, The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
And Ghost of Tsushima and PS5 news, of course. And, I want to see, I want to see at least, because you know what? I'm a bit disappointed in Sony, actually.
Mm.
Quite disappointed. I think they're really being disrespectful right now because your fans are waiting.
Yeah.
Some of them desperately, like they got a knife to their own throats, some of these people.
Yeah.
They're waiting desperately for news, and you know this.
Of course.
You know this, and you just sit there and say nothing. You don't even, not even a trailer, not even another interview, nothing. And I know there's something coming soon, but leading up until this point, you've left people hanging. At least Microsoft have shown you 2 games. I mean, you've seen 3 games, right?
It was like
seen,
3 games, yeah.
Halo Infinite. You've seen snippets of that, like something you can call tangible and real. It's there, right? You've seen
engine of Hellblade 2, and then
Hellblade 2, and what's the other game?
The other game what's the other one? It's not Bleeding In. No. What the hell is that game?
They've shown footage.
Oh, Project Mar.
Right, they've shown at least 3 or 4 snippets of footage or some indication that this thing isn't just a pipe dream. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas Sony just leaving people cold. It's like you're going cold. I feel like I've been a heroin addict all my life waiting for this PS5 news. I'm here shaking in the corner. Every time the internet goes off, I'm like, oh, no.
I mean, a lot of people got a lot of faith into this. Like, I know you heard about the Sony product announcement on April 20th at the NAB show.
You're gonna hear nothing about nothing.
Yeah, people were saying, like, a lot of people, like, that's why I said people are really thirsty for info, because a lot of people think that there was going to get something there. Like I said before, PlayStation is something that they would do with like a separate thing for, it would be like their own, whether it be like a state of play type of pre-recorded event, maybe extended for that type of stuff, or an actual show.
Yeah. I mean, I get their hesitance.
Right.
In trying to kickstart next gen, because they're sitting on
109 million, supposedly now, but yeah, they're getting up there. Yeah.
Well, if you include shipped figures, it's probably more 112.
Good point, yeah.
And, I'm talking about shipped. I'm talking about in consumers' homes. They've probably done about 105, 106 million of those. But they've probably got another 6 million out there that have been sold to the retailers across the globe, right? Some of them are older models that haven't sold. Just because you're a popular brand doesn't mean every retailer is going to find it easy to shift consoles. Some retailers, they don't have the same traction.
Yeah.
They don't have the same marketing and promotional opportunities as like a big store, like, Game or something else, Yeah. So GameStop or whatever, they don't have that opportunity. So they rely on just mail order only and stuff like that online.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's loads of PlayStation 4s that probably haven't been sold yet in certain retailer stores. So if you combine all of that, you're looking at around, say, all right, more conservatively, 110 million then. Let's go with that. Keep the fanboys happy.
You still think 120s in their future? Like overall total?
Yeah. They'll do about 130 million.
130, you think? Okay.
At the end, when they stop, by the time everyone stopped counting, they'll probably get to 125 to 130.
Yeah, they can still stealthily get there, right? It can still be like a stealth accolade when PS5 and everything drops, because all they can do is just drop the price super slim.
Look,
maybe
it's still gonna sell when PS5 comes out. Like the PS2 sold when PS3 was out.
Right. They still had support till like 2012. and then it officially was
Yeah,
discontinued.
and these third parties are going to keep making games for the current gen for at least 2 to 3 years. It'll probably take 3 years before the last significant game that anyone would really care about releases on this current gen, right? So that's that's like 2.5 years of life left. So it's going to sell, and it's going to be reduced in price. So, and a lot of the third world and developing countries, I won't name them because I
Right.
always seem to offend somebody when I name these countries, even though they are developing countries. Because you live there, you take great offense. I'm sorry, but some of these developing countries, they won't be able to get their hands. Only the rich and the fairly wealthy of those lands will have PS5. Everyone else will still be on the last gen, well into the another 4, 5 years, 6 years for some people. Some people in some countries, they're so poor they've probably only just gotten a PS2.
Yeah. Good point.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Good point.
And that's not a disrespect. That's just reality.
Yeah, it's reality. Yeah, that is how
the
it
difference
is. Yeah.
between how privileged we are in the West and how robbed they were by colonialism by the West long time ago. But never mind, it's another story. We'll do another podcast on that one.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
Herman Hulse. These are quick ones right here. I'll throw them right to you. Herman Hulse was quick to confirm because obviously with the Horizon thing, he was quick to clarify that Sony was still focused on the AAA narrative games, obviously, and he also confirmed that there would not be any day-and-date games on PC similar to Xbox Series X or really Xbox. What you think on that? Obviously, this is clarification, but a lot of people are kind of looking at that statement and are not necessarily taking his word. Some people are saying that it's a little hard to take what he says serious because the whole Horizon thing. A lot of people on Twitter and whatnot.
Seriously.
Herman Hulse. Herman Hulse.
Herman Hulse doesn't give a flying pig's bollock. That man's sitting on like 200 grand a year. You think he cares what any little random, lonely, self-isolated, COVID-19 avoiding little sucker wants to say about him? He don't care.
Yeah. So thought that was funny, but it was good though. I mean, he clarified no day and date, et cetera, et cetera. So again, it's from the guy himself. So what can you say?
You know what? People always hate. You know what I think? Everyone loves you. Everyone loves you until you say something that they find disagreeable.
Yeah.
Even if what you say is the absolute truth, right? Hail Marys and all that shit, the truth, right? Because it doesn't fit with their thinking, align with their position or their fanboy nonsense, they hate you.
Yeah.
But then they'll love you again when you tell them something they want to hear.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely agree. A lot of people just I don't know how to say it. A lot of people just make up their own assessments.
Do you remember I made a video? Do you remember when Sony said, I think it was Sean Layden,
that all PS5 4 games would go to PC eventually?
Yeah, do you remember
select
I
titles?
made a video?
Yeah.
I made a video and I said at my own peril to the PlayStation audience that watches me, I said that there's a possibility that more than online only games are going to go to PC.
Yes.
They might
Yes.
put some titles that are known exclusives, and people were shooting me down like I was a clay
Like a
pigeon.
crazy dude. Yeah, and they came
Like
here when you
like
said
it
it
was a
here
sport.
too. Yeah.
I felt like one of them duck hunts. I thought it was a Nintendo duck hunt character. People were shooting me down. I couldn't believe it. I said, "What's wrong with you clowns?
Like you
It's just an
crazy, you
opinion.
crazy. It's not
It's
ever
an
gonna
opinion.
happen. Yeah,
It don't
Sony's
mean it's
too
gonna
explosive.
happen. I just put it out there, and now look." Oh.
Yeah. It's just like again, like I looked at the situation, I was like, again, like this doesn't bother me at all. And the reason why, again, because we talked about this numerous times. This game came out how many years ago? You know?
three
But that's not the
years.
And also,
That's not the point. Imagine games released day and date on the PC with the PS4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you disavow Sony and PlayStation?
nah, not at this point.
Right. So what does it matter then?
Yeah.
You play where you want to play. Yeah. To be honest, I said in one of my videos recently, and someone tried to call me out, but they obviously weren't listening. I said people shouldn't worry because Herman Holtz said that they're not going to put every game day and date on the PC. Like it's selective. They don't
believe it though.
They've only chosen Horizon Zero Dawn because it works off the Decima engine, and they've already ported
Mm-hmm.
Death Stranding, so it makes sense. Why waste all that porting on one game when you can get 2 sales of 2 games out of it for one engine? Yeah, think
Yeah.
about it. And
Well,
those are
again,
the
but
only
Foxy,
2.
they don't believe it. The problem is that even though he said that, even though Jim Ryan has said that, there's a group of people. It's not everybody. There's a group of people who don't believe it. So there's
but
nothing you can do for those people.
Yeah,
There's
but
nothing you can do for
Craig,
those people.
I said right in the
Mhm.
video that don't get worried, but I would get worried. Yeah, I would get worried if they start releasing games on PC day and date. Games like
Correct. No, I
Right.
agree with video.
Right.
you know, games like Spider-Man 2 and God of War 2.
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
Last of Us
Yeah, but
1.
Yeah.
But hold on, let me say, let me qualify it though, because I want to make I'm coming to my point here, my closing argument. I was speaking within the context of those who do worry. I
Mhm.
wasn't saying I would worry or sensible people should worry. I'm saying if you're already of that disposition that you're so worried about exclusives going to another platform, I wouldn't worry until that happens, basically.
Yeah.
That wasn't about me though, because I couldn't care less if they all go on PC day and date. I'm a multi-platform gamer. I'll choose the best version of the game that I want to play, unless it's portable, because there's only one portable
Yeah.
Switch.
Unless you
And
buy the UFO.
Well, that has the least of the.
I'm just playing with you.
You know, but at the end of the day, I will probably still play on PlayStation because I was raised the PlayStation way. It's like a loaf of bread to me. Raised like Hovis. I don't know if you've seen those adverts, but you know, I grew up on PlayStation. Yeah, so for me, playing PlayStation games on a PC would seem abnormal and strange, just like playing Nintendo games on a PC would feel strange to me. But Microsoft are late to this console industry. And they've always been PC synonymous anyway, even before they created a console. So for them on PC, it doesn't seem so out of place.
Yeah, well, again, it's not a matter of anybody saying it. It's a matter of there's a group of people who don't believe it, and these are the same people who were demanding Sony give them their future roadmap with PlayStation, like what they're going to do. Now, even though Sony has done that, they've clarified what they're going to do. You're exactly right. We can go back. I did it this morning. You can track back to August when Layton was interviewed. That he says some games in my library will not stay exclusive. He clearly says that. Now they took it and they said, well, he's only talking about multiplayer. And it's like, no, he's not talking about just multiplayer. So, and again, he was talking about multiplayer, but he wasn't just talking about multiplayer. So,
He was delivering it softly.
Oh yeah, I understand. You're right, but they don't believe
mentioned to lessen the blow. If he came out straight and didn't mention multiplayer, and he only said, "Yeah, some of our AAA games will go to PC," he knows that's too much too soon. For people.
Yeah,
it's like you're laughing at someone after they just deceased. Like, wait 6 months. It's too soon. Too soon.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and again, again, they don't believe it. So I don't know what they were complaining for a roadmap for.
Yeah.
And again, because like I said earlier, the PC community is so desperate to get the games, they're creating fake storefronts. So we know that's happening.
Like I've seen a lot of people talk about that. They're talking about a launcher.
If that's true, I'm not gonna disparage anyone, but if that's
me either.
No, but what you're saying, if that's true about that PC, certain members of the PC community, because they're not doing that, right? But there's that small pocket of the community that's doing that. If that's true, then you can guarantee there's a small pocket of the Xbox community holding their picket signs with them because they want to see PlayStation games go PC, so they don't feel so terrible about all the exclusives that have gone from Xbox.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say before Charlotte said something. There's a group of people in the Xbox community because they have no exclusives and they hate it. Like I said before, they hate it like an afro hates a Jerry curl. So they want Sony. They want Sony to do the same thing. So Sony is getting it from both sides, and so that's just the way it's going to be.
Phil, we need to talk, Phil, because Phil just did y'all see this new screenshot of the game that's from Playground Games?
No.
Just show it now and tell us to talk about it.
I'm gonna put it on the screen, and y'all tell me what you guys think of when this is on the screen. Give me.
Is this a screenshot?
Wait, are you gonna put it on the screen?
It's gonna be on the YouTube. It's gonna be where the video's playing. It's gonna be right there.
Okay.
You guys can all see it.
That's what I'm saying. You don't. My dad, God rest his soul, he told me you don't argue with people who believe their own bullshit and their own lies. You just
Can I
don't
just say-
do it.
Pretty
Yeah.
tough.
Can I just say, I love your audience, your chat, your people in the chat. Even the ones that don't like me, I love them all. Do you know that? Because they are so committed to supporting you, bro. Like I see the same names every time I'm here, just here for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that, man. Even the ones that don't like me. Don't worry, man. Nothing but love here. Now stay isolated. Don't come out of your house. Even when the coronavirus is gone, make sure you don't leave your house. Stay in your house forever.
I'm actually going to drop something in the chat for.
I'm gonna need y'all to explain to me what comes to your mind.
That
when
looks
you
like
see
The Last of Us combined with Recall.
that is their new that is the new project. That is a leak, ladies and gentlemen, from a new project that Playground Games is making.
But doesn't it look like The
It
Last of
looked
Us?
exactly like The Last of Us,
Even
even
the
with the
colours-
bridge.
Join them.
Even the bridge is the exact same.
Oh, I
Everything.
love you too, guys. I love you too, guys.
See? Look at that. Look at the girl. And this is and wait, since when did Microsoft care about a female protagonist?
No, don't hate on them, man. They're trying, man.
They're
Don't do
trying,
that.
but I'm like,
Look,
that's a little
imagine they
odd.
didn't do that, and they gave you a puzzle game.
Good point.
Exactly.
I'll give you that. I'll give you know what, for that right there. From what we've been given, I will give you a pass. You have a point there. I will give you a pass. Let me
They're
read that off the
trying,
screen.
man. I'm
Yeah.
not hating on Microsoft until they fuck up again. That's
Good
why,
point.
you know
Yeah.
what? I think you criticize them when they need to be criticized. But if they're trying, leave them alone and see what they do. If they fail
Yeah.
again miserably, then you go at them again like a jackknife. But
Yeah.
if they do something right, then equally you should encourage that so they do it again. If you keep knocking even the good stuff that Microsoft do, then they're gonna get kind of demoralized and not really try or care anymore because they think the audience isn't really for that and just pump more money into double A games for Game Pass. You need to praise them when they do something good,
Yeah.
so they see that praise and want to repeat it.
Yep. There's going to be a lot of double standards for sure after this. And I honestly, I hope they nail whatever they're going to do. Really, I want to see what the initiative. I think I really want to know what the hell they're
Well, I
going
want
to
to see
making.
the game. I was pulling.
Yeah, I really want to see what the hell they're working
an
on.
article because somebody was saying that me and Foxy are damage controlling what Sean Layton said. So I actually put an article. If Big Cloud wants to put it up there, he can. For the
Which
people
one?
who don't believe that Sean Layton, they just think Sean Layton was talking about multiplayer. So
Oh.
Look. Let's lip in on the. Let's lip in.
Craig, isn't that irrelevant though? Because
it is irrelevant. It is
because the game, because an exclusive is going to PC, so that whatever they think now is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Well, I don't disagree. Hey, put that up there so I can see it.
But just let's nip it on the bud real quick. Like, you gotta understand when something is being put out, it's not necessarily something bad. Like, for example, look at the games that have gone to Game Pass. Has it been bad for Game Pass? No, it's actually been the opposite. Not trying to damage control for Game Pass, but
How do we know? How do we know it hasn't been
because
bad?
they don't release numbers, and you have.
How do we know?
No.
How do we know?
I'm not saying in the terms of sales or anything. I'm talking about in the.
But aren't sales the only thing that matters?
Yeah.
Your company, you're there to make money, right?
Yeah. I do.
Sales is the key. The bottom line is all that matters. Like the money that you're bringing in, revenue. That's all that counts.
From a gamer's perspective, right? In the sense that the actually accessible to a different Xbox, that's the good part about it. Now, sales terms might not be as great, but accessible content is that.
Yeah, but it is good in sales for those who would never have bought an Xbox. I'll tell you why. Because that's money they would never have made. So at least they're paying for a Game Pass subscription, which is the equivalent of buying what? 2 games a year or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's 2 games they would never have sold to those people.
Yeah. Good point.
So
you wanted me to put this on the screen, right, Craig? What you said?
You can put that article up there, and
Let me
what he
add this
says.
so I can
The
share
other
it
one's
by
about
the
the butt hurt. How they talked about that guy that was butt hurt about breaking stuff.
Oh, they put him
from
on.
Gorilla.
Oh, see, that's bad. I didn't want to get into that.
It was from Push Square. Like Foxy said, either you're a circle or you're a Push Square.
Oh.
So I mean, that was from Push Square. So.
I have totally forgiven Push Square now. I have no ill feel. No, seriously, I have no ill will at all. No ill feel. I don't even remember the incident. I mean, I do remember it, but it doesn't come back to me like randomly. Someone would have to mention it, and that's it. But yeah, I'm cool with Push Square, man. I always liked Push Square. I just thought that was a bit out of order. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now look at the second article. I want this kid. I want 901. It's in your chat. I don't know if you can blow that up. You may not be able to. But it clearly says in an interview with Bloomberg, Layton said that exclusive titles will be a part of the strategy, but some gamers, particularly, I can't read that other part. I can't say if that's referencing, although a multiplayer one suited the PC may see a broader distribution. So can you please have 2 steps the fuck back? Because he put that's right there, and that is from August of 2019. It's right there in front of everybody. I want everybody to see that he wasn't just talking about multiplayer.
Craig, I know you don't like being called a liar, and neither do I, but this is irrelevant because the proof is Horizon Zero Dawn is an exclusive no more.
Correct. No, I'm not saying that you're not correct. I just want people to see that there's your truth. So it doesn't matter what you think at this point. There's your truth. But no, you're right. Overall, at the end of the day, you're correct. So there's nothing to damage control because this has already been talked about since August of last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
sorry,
but why would anyone think that I would damage control with no payment offered whatsoever?
I agree, and I did that this morning.
If I was to damage control, it wouldn't be for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't take money I wouldn't do it for money, but it certainly wouldn't be for free. So don't accuse me of doing something for working for free. I don't work for free.
That do charity.
My God, yeah.
You still got the ones that do charity work for free. So
that is true.
Yeah.
I ain't damage controlling nothing. No, you couldn't pay. You know what? Sony couldn't pay me. Microsoft, none of them could pay me to damage control. None of them. If it stinks, it stinks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Can't pay me to say it smells nice. No, it stinks.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. We got so many other topics. It's unreal. Let's go ahead. Let's get to them.
Yeah.
Now we're all caught up.
Are we ready to talk about what Foxy was correct about? How he's the one that Ryan brought the punch to the party, but Foxy brought the vodka.
Oh, he spiked the drink.
Yeah.
Somebody slip me a Mickey.
So, for those of you that are new here, one thing when we were talking about teraflops with PS5, one of the main things Foxy was bringing up as well was the fact that he suspected that the PS5 would be like around 11.6.
No, that's wrong.
That was 11.
Wrong way of even phrasing it. If you're going to speak for me,
that was 11.
Then you should phrase it properly. I didn't suspect anything. I was told by people within Sony who are insiders, not me. I'm not the insider.
No, I thought you said you supposed because you were going off the estimate. It was in between.
A year ago that they are working with dev kits of 11.6 Tflops. And that's a dev kit, yeah? And I always thought that dev kits are slightly more powerful than retail kits. So maybe it's going to come in slightly under, yeah? Right, 10.9, something like that, yeah? But obviously over the year, Sony might have managed to get the retail unit, performance and power, up to the dev kit. So maybe the dev kit is now 13 Tflops and the retail unit is 11.6. I'm not saying that's for sure. I'm just saying in a year, they might have been able to increase the power to the dev kit instead of having to reduce it slightly for the retail.
Yeah, I mean, shit, because the way things are going, again, it looks like, well, I'll add to that later, but I don't know, the way things are going especially with the whole virus and everything, I would not be surprised if things were getting delayed, these systems in general, and so it wouldn't surprise me at all if they were able to tweak it in this time and get them ready
it started off, those rumors of like 9.2 Tflops. They weren't bullshit, you know. Do you know that? They weren't bullshit at all. They were just
It was from an
inaccurate.
older dev kit.
Yeah, way old, like the first dev kit, like the first one, like the very
But
early
there's
one.
people who said that it was 9.2.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
dev
yeah,
kit.
we
Yeah,
got their
they were going off
screenshots.
an older dev kit.
The
Remember?
PS5 started life. The early test chips for PS5, you know, the SoC,
The
like
soft.
the early one was around 9.2 Tflops, yeah.
Well,
But that
they're
was
saying
so
it's like
long
that
ago. No, that was ages. That was years ago.
I know. I'm just being facetious.
They're saying that people who are saying that it's like that right now is only because that's the only information they can find hidden away that they can find. You know, they find all the codes and stuff. You know what I mean? AppySac and all of them, right? It's because that's all they can find. It's the old 9T flop blueprint, which has long moved on since then.
Yeah.
So people are talking about specs from a long time ago. That was just the beginning, like, you know, a base spec. Like, this is where we'll start and see where we can go from here. So 9.2 was always going to be the baseline, no lower than that. And then they see where they can go further from there. And now, a year ago, like not now, I mean a year ago, it went from 9 to. Obviously, we're finding this all out in hindsight, right? The 9.2, yeah. But obviously, if you put all the dots together and then, you know, count your chickens before they're hatched. Basically, the 9.2 Tflops became 11.6 Tflops a year ago, and now somebody's coming out and saying what I said over a year ago, that it's going to be 11.6 Tflops, which is still inaccurate, because all that means that it's 11.6 Tflop is it could still be that it was at once upon a time. I was told this a year ago, so it could be more powerful a year later. Isn't it? It just took them this long, a whole year. It's taken them a whole year to get to 11.6 Tflops, which I said a year ago.
Yeah,
So-
the question would be, would they, like, honestly, it would come down as to whether or not do they want the power narrative, you know? Does Sony really want it? And at the same time, we already established, like, it's already been established that Sony doesn't really need it, you know? They got the first party. So, again, it's like, I don't know.
You know what Sony want more than the power narrative?
Mhm.
The affordability narrative.
Yeah.
They're not trying to price their console. They're not trying to price their console beyond, you know, the realms of most human beings. They want everyone to be able to afford it at some stage. So that's what they're pushing for. And they want power within the confines of price and budget. Sony's very good. People like to, you know, people got very short memories. I don't know if it's on purpose, deliberate, whatever. But people forget that Sony know how to deliver a lot of bang for your buck.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, I don't disagree with that. And yeah, I've been told, yeah, it's this expected performance of something around what the Vegas 64 was delivering, which has was just 13 Tflops. But we all know Navi don't need that, and Tflops aren't the only measurement of what's going to happen. You got a beautiful CPU on both consoles. So, but it's.
But what's the difference between 11.6 Tflops and 12 Tflops?
No,
Nobody can
that's
tell
what I was
me.
getting to.
Yeah,
I
that goes back to what we were all
versed
You know what it
yesterday.
is? You know what it is? It's 400 megahertz, which is nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a friend of mine told me that.
That's not even 0.5 an extra frame on a Digital Foundry analysis video.
Yeah,
Dude, this is
it will be-
not even
it's why we should
0.5
wait
of an
for
extra frame.
yeah. This is where it got
somebody
even more
better tell
crazy
these-
when dude's saying the 9.2 was confirmed, blah blah blah, and we're like, guys, nothing's been
Oh,
confirmed.
that idiot! Some
And-
idiot named Ghostmerk sent me a specs, and that thing didn't even do 4K. I'm like, you do see it doesn't do 4K, and it's already been confirmed. So what are you doing here?
Yeah, but
You
guess
know?
what? Guess what? Microsoft could have 15 Tflops, and Sony only has 11.6 Tflops. But if their pipeline,
The big
fat
pipe.
their fat pipe, yeah, that delivers all that
AKA
information,
Gigahertz.
it's called the bandwidth. If their bandwidth and RAM speed is well beyond that of Microsoft, even with those extra Tflops, it won't matter for Microsoft. It will not matter.
But Boxy, you're
Because
damage control.
the bottleneck is in bandwidth. You could have the most powerful GPU, but if your bandwidth can't handle it, it's you know you could have 100 Tflops
Yeah.
GPU, but you're only going to get 10 Tflops out of it if
It
the
just
bandwidth is
it
restricted.
amazes me the amount of quote unquote tech
Damn
experts that we
controller.
had. No, it amazes me
No,
the
you're
tech
not, but
experts
that's
that
what
we
they'll
all
say.
dealt with on this podcast, like for the past
Yeah.
4 weeks. Remember those guys? They just like disappeared all of a sudden now that this came out. So
Well,
again,
yeah,
it's
and
like
somebody better hide their cheeks. You know, if this
So-
thing is a real, if this thing is 11.6 to 13,
it's like
whatever,
again,
I'm
what was
saying,
what's the big difference that you are talking about here? You know, and again, that's where it
Well,
comes
there's
down to those
not.
games.
You know what? 11.6 Tflops and 12 Tflops, yeah.
It's the same thing.
That's like saying I've got £100 and someone says, well, I've got $99.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
There's
you
no,
know what I
there's
mean?
no
In the same currency, I got $100. How much? $99.99. What's the difference?
Dude, we knew things were gonna get bad the moment they announced the RDNA 2. Like I was like, guys, like there was nobody confirmed RDNA 1. I don't get where dudes are getting this, but as soon as AMD came out and legit
what's
smacked
funny?
everybody
All
with
this-
RDNA 2.
You
Yeah.
know what's funny, Ryan? All this fighting over RDNA.
Yes,
2,
RDNA
who's gonna
3
have
is
the
pretty
most
much
powerful-
done.
Who's gonna have the most powerful GPU? And AMD are getting ready to talk about RDNA 3 at some point this year.
Yes, that is so true. Yes, RDNA 3
call
is
it-
literally
they
on
call
the
it
end.
Out 2021, but they're gonna this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're already getting like their future set. So RDNA 2 is going to be good for the consoles, but RDNA 3 is really going to be like
Why are all these
the
YouTubers
things.
being called frauds?
yeah.
I've seen two names up. I've seen two names that even I'm subscribed to. Yeah, two names, both of them with M, and people are saying they're frauds in the chat. Why?
Uh-oh.
What's happened? Have I missed something?
Oh, Lord.
No, I mean, what's
Let's
going
see.
to happen is I don't disagree. Yeah, there's no difference. Because I said, well, there's no difference in 11.6 and 12 because you just round up. No. You don't understand. That's going to give Xbox this, and it's just kind of like, you know what?
It's like we're just throwing. It feels like, you know, you playing darts, you're just throwing shit at the board. It feels like we're just throwing shit at the board at this point.
Well, they are. They're so desperate. They're so desperate. I mean, I know what it is. They because I talked to them personally, privately. They have said we already know that the studios Xbox has can't compete with what Sony's got. So we have to have something to market. I said, well, there's not going to be any difference in these games. There's not. I'm sorry. You know, I don't know what else to say anymore. I said Sony may have a faster SSD. So what? That I don't understand.
You know what's funny? People. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm gonna speak in general terms. But some people have no clue. If you look at the chat, yeah, you're gonna see people saying, there is gonna be a difference. At least I think that's what they're saying. They're saying there's going to be a huge difference. Look at PS4's 1.8 to the 1.3 for Xbox One. Hold on. Those are minuscule numbers, so the differences are big. When you get to like certain bigger numbers, the differences become less obvious. Like there's less difference between a 7 Tflop, 9 Tflop part that is noticeable than it is to a 1.5 Tflop to a, say, 2 Tflop part. Once the numbers start growing, the differences become smaller. So you can't compare it to this gen, like 1.3 to 1.8. That's the difference, like 900p 1080. It doesn't work like that in the next gen. Yeah, people are doing the power metrics wrong. Like Digital Foundry tried to educate you all, and you haven't paid attention. Watch their video again.
Yep. Watch theirs. Watch NX Gamer. You can watch this. All these guys are trying to educate people. And it's called the Information Superhighway, and it was made so that you all would not hee-haw like a bunch of jackasses.
From my understanding, when it comes to performance, it's based on gigahertz, especially when it comes to GPU and CPU computational power. Tflops is more or less a computational reference to, let's say, a mathematical equation in millions and billions.
But you only have to look at the RDNA 1 architecture. You look at the GPU I've got in my PC, yeah? It's the
Talk to him, Foxy. Tell him.
Huh? Say that again.
Tell him. Talk to him. Yeah, tell him.
I'm gonna tell him. My GPU, right? My GPU is that Navi part, yeah, that RDNA 1 part, which is 5700.
Oh, yeah.
XT,
Okay.
but it's like 7.1 Tflops in power, yeah.
Yeah.
But the one up is the XT, which is 9 Tflops in power. But let me tell you something. If you try and push both of these GPUs independently, one's gonna do slightly better, yeah, slightly, like an extra 1 or 2, maybe 4 frames more in a game. So you're saying like if you're getting 80 frames per second, well, the other one's gonna do 84. Now that's 2 Tflops difference. And they both can only do 1440p. Really, they can do 4K on some games, but most games are 1440p for those GPU parts. They're made for 1440p, right? To display at 1440p. But I don't see difference. Like the price difference for what you get with the XT is not worth it for me, which is why I didn't buy it. I 5700, the basic one, because I don't care about extra 4 Tflops. I mean, not 40. I don't care about extra 4 frames per second. 100 frames anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, well, the cards I looked at, the 5500, the 56 and 5700, those are RDNA 1. None of those cards are designed to do 4K. So even though Mark Cerny, the guy that's designing the console, said, yeah, we're going to do 4K native. Even though Jim Ryan has come out in front of everybody, CES, in front of the shareholders, in front of the world, says we're going to do 4K native. You guys are still pushing this. Not maybe the people in the chat, definitely nobody here. You're still pushing, well, it's going to be RDNA 1 and RDNA 1.5, and it's going to have a hybrid. I'm like, no, it's not, because they can't hybrid native things. But you guys,
look. They eat too much. They eat too much chicken, Batty, because that's all. All they talk is rubbish. And yeah, too much. Listen, when you buy your chicken and when you buy your fried chicken, make sure they cut off the backside of it, because when you eat that, you talk rubbish, man. You know what I mean?
I just don't understand how. It's just what it comes down to again, is that they don't want to believe. They only want to believe that Microsoft is going to deliver this. No, they're going to do the exact same thing. Well, the PS5 will have VR, and that's going to be different. There's your main difference in these consoles coming up. One supports VR, one doesn't.
No, that's not the main difference. That's not the main difference.
Well, then
the main difference is Sony's implementation of ray tracing. It's less GPU intensive than Microsoft's. Yeah.
Okay, that is a technical difference.
And Sony's RAM is way faster than Xbox RAM. And
because of the fat pipe.
People are gonna say, how do you know Microsoft haven't said anything? Trust me. Trust me. That's what I'm gonna say. Trust me. Just trust me.
All right, so what can we expect in the gaming then? Will there be a difference in how the games are being?
Look, as I said, the difference is not in the power, the marginal GPU gain. Yeah. If your bandwidth is broader in the PS5 than Xbox Series X, even with that extra 400 megahertz, which is negligible when it comes to those units. Maybe on the Sega Master System, it would have been a big deal having an extra 400 megahertz, but we've moved on since then. Do you know what I mean? 400 megahertz stuck into a PS3 would have been a big difference for developers. But that's because those systems are weaker. You know what I mean? They're much weaker. We're talking about these are like the consoles you lot are getting, hopefully at the end of this year. But these next-gen consoles, like, in the 80s, they would have been even the 90s, they would have been supercomputers.
True, yeah.
They would have been running military operations.
Yeah, that's how PS3 was crossing that line back when it was first, but it was alien tech. It was crossing that line. They toned it down a bit.
CGI from the 90s.
Yeah.
CGI from the 90s.
PS3 was not.
Like, started from the Matrix time. You know, when it started getting to the Jurassic Park and the Matrix and all that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was checking the YouTube.
These next gen systems are going to be able to display those CGI level of visuals that you saw in the 90s, like Matrix, Jurassic Park. You know the like believable CGI. We know CGI has gotten better since then, but it will still look. If you go watch the original Jurassic Park now, you'll still be blown away. Dinosaurs. You'll still be blown away. No one can say, "Oh, look at the polygons on that." You'll never say, "Look at the Toy Story. How old is that?" If you watch that today, you'll still be blown away by the graphic that they use computers to render that. And believe it or not, you might have seen that Square movie called Final Fantasy: The Spirits with, and then you might have also seen the other one they did, Advent Children.
Yeah.
PS5 is going to surpass those visuals. Don't Do not at me. I'm self-isolating.
Did you even play the Final Fantasy demo? Or were you getting Final Fantasy by any chance?
Or we can.
Are you asking me if I'm getting Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Yes.
Who bought the original back in 1997 on the
Oh,
PS.
so he is a fan.
Who had 3 discs and sat through it.
How'd you think about the demo? Because I don't think I got your take on it. What you thought about the demo?
Well, you know why I haven't talked about it?
You didn't play it?
You know why I haven't spoken about it?
No, what's up?
Been playing.
I'm waiting for the main game.
You didn't even touch it.
I don't really talk about demos.
I thought you would be on it playing that. I'm shocked.
I am playing. I finished it. What do you mean you thought I'd be on?
Oh no, I
finished
asked about the demo. Like
Sure.
I thought you was on
Sure.
it.
You only get a training how to use the combat system and a boss. Cutscenes and a boss. It's short, man. You can do it in 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's true. It just, I wanted to get used to that.
It's
new combat
amazing.
system.
Yeah, everybody was
amazing.
talking about how amazing it was.
Yeah, but I'm still used. You know what? To me, the visuals they're not so important to me anymore. I'm used to eye candy.
Yeah.
You know, I've got the pro, and I've got a high speed eye candy. I'm more interested in physics now and AI and how smart the game is and how well it performs. Because they already got the graphics sewn. They've already nailed that. How NPCs react in real time with proper intelligent, proper pathfinding. I'm fucking sick of games, especially RPGs, JRPGs, where the characters run into a wall and they haven't got the sense to stop running and follow you. They just keep running into the fucking wall.
Yeah, keep running in the same direction.
All that should change with these CPUs because they can handle a lot more computations, and instructions.
Yeah. Wonder how Microsoft will do theirs with the Microsoft AI program thing that they did. Remember that? Microsoft AI?
Look, both systems are going to be able to do the same games, man. It's just
I'm saying how they're going to do theirs.
They
said they'd
one's
be more
pushing
stringent.
harder than the other. That's it.
Yeah,
This is the difference. This is the
like salt and
difference between.
pepper.
This is the difference between PS5 and Xbox Series X. Yeah, next gen gaming. One's basically still have efficiency, but largely brute force. Like enough power to get the job done. No fancy tricks required. Whereas Sony's is going to be efficient and it's going to be a more, let's say, intelligent way of designing games where they focused on certain elements of the hardware and make it easier for you to get certain results. So you don't need to have brute force power and a GPU unnecessarily overpricing the console. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the PS4 Pro, Warzone, Call of Duty, it performs better than the Xbox One X does.
Really?
Performs better. Yeah, it holds 60.
I did not know that.
It holds 60 far more competently than the Xbox One X version, which is a 6 Tflop machine with a faster CPU. The Hovis method. Okay, that's what they're using in the Xbox. We heard it all the time. Intelligent AI, CPU. Really, it's just a Jaguar with a pretty dress on. Sony's naked with their Jaguar, Microsoft pink, dress on theirs. So give it that little extra, attractiveness. But, at the end of the day, both systems are going to be able to perform the same games, same visual intensity. It's just, Sony has a better, I think they got better engines and better development studios to make the most of whatever hardware they put out. Because
absolutely, yeah.
Microsoft got 6 Tflops, and I don't want to knock Microsoft, but I will criticize when it comes to the truth. I'm not going to just put them down for the sake of it. I'll just speak my truth as I see it, my perception. And perception is a wonderful thing. But for me, with the 6 Tflops opportunities they had with the Xbox One X, they didn't really realize the full potential of the console, in my opinion. I feel like they should have been able to blow the PS4 Pro out of the water, but they held themselves back by having the game scale across the Xbox One family of consoles. Imagine they just made Xbox One X games.
Well, they clearly, when that thing came out, they clearly said, what cracks me up is they always brag about Red Dead. And I'm like, Red Dead 2 is a horrible example because it has lower than low graphics. I mean, I don't know how that's possible. I've seen a computer game. I've got them. And I don't see something. I see low, but I don't see something that says lower than low. But somehow Xbox did that. And,
it's like a fighter in the ring. You know that boxer's the best skilled fighter in the world. You know he can knock you out with one punch. You know he can. He's the most powerful boxer on the planet, and he doesn't know it. So everybody beats him. That's the problem with the Xbox One X. It's got so much potential, but it can knock any other console completely out, knock them out. You know, but they didn't take advantage of that power because they were held back trying to get the Xbox One, even the original 2013 model, have the game scaled across all platforms, which I feel like was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
It should have had some games that you could only play on the One X. Not immediately, but once the install base was reasonable, start releasing games that are really tailored only for Xbox One X. Yeah, there'll be an Xbox One version, but it's made by a different... It's like ported. It's like a port, like Nintendo Switch games. Do you know what I mean? Like the focus should have been One X, and then try and port it to the Xbox One.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they didn't. They were just marginally better with resolution only. Marginally better than PS4 Pro. PS4 Pro, if you look at Digital Foundry analysis videos, PS4 Pro, even with its weaker CPU, still seems to produce a more stable 60 and 30 than One X does. Because all Microsoft care about is having that as close to 4K system as possible. So all the resources are mandated to getting as close to 4K, meaning that if they can't bring the resolution down to make the frame rate locked, they can't, because Microsoft wants their system. All their games must have a higher resolution. I've never seen the document, but I can only imagine that's what Microsoft have these development studios contracted to. Our version must have a higher resolution than our competitors, which is Sony.
Okay.
Regardless of the frame rate.
Good point.
Yeah.
Let me get to these because I was having a problem. I was like really going back and forth with the chat plus the YouTube because YouTube was saying bad stream. And I was looking. I was like, okay, no problems. But I had to double check to make sure everything was good. So we're fine. Shout out to Duran Peevely for the $2 super chat. It says Jonathan Cooper attacked Naughty Dog. I did see that. He was talking about one of the topics, which we're going to get to in a second. I do appreciate the super chat, though. We're definitely about to get to that. Shout out to Gamer again. He said 11.6 or whatever the F it is. It'll be awesome. That was his super chat talking about the teraflops of PS5. So let's get into the other topics here. So actually, I think I will start with Jonathan Cooper. So Jonathan,
you done with PS5?
Oh no, I got another one for PS5.
What about the rest of the panel? Don't they want to say something? I've done all the.
They did, didn't they? They all had
Well, I mean, yeah.
I didn't hear Carlos saying nothing.
Oh, Carlos
Frank
muted his.
said
Yeah.
anything.
Oh, yeah. Carlos, did you have anything you want to add to this? My bad, bro. He kind of like muted himself. That's why. Carlos. Yeah, he stepped away. I think.
Well, that backfired.
He stepped away.
No, hold on.
Okay.
Well, I'll simply say the two people I talked to today, there's going to be... Go ahead, Carlos. That's you. Go ahead. I thought he was talking.
Repeat the question again, Ryan.
Oh, no, it was about the PS5 11.60 flops. I think that's where we were on. And then we were just talking about, the 11.6 T-flops.
I was listening to the whole conversation with the 11.6. Put it this way. I could care less about T-flops. I care more about the gigahertz and the overclocks. That is what will dictate stability of the frame rates and gaming for both consoles. I've stated this plenty of times. Both consoles are going to be comparable on certain and on other games. There are going to be slight differences to how they implement each other's. That's all. Like, everybody needs to stop with the whole T-flop thing and thinking that is the only indication of the other console being better than the other one. No. The gigahertz, the are going to be definitive to what is going to happen. Plain and simple.
Okay. Craig, do you have anything else you want to add to it, brother?
Well, I could, but my phone.
Oh. All right.
I'll just say something in his place.
Okay.
11.6 Tflops doesn't necessarily mean that come launch date it's going to be 11.6 Tflops. All it means is what I was told a year ago is being validated today. That's it. It might launch higher. It might be 11 Tflops exactly. It could be 12. At the end of the day, it's been 11.6 Tflops in my mind for a year. So I'm sure they've added something to it. They must have. What have they done for a year then?
Step away for a second. All right, my bad. I had to step away for a second. You hear me?
Why was everybody muted?
Yeah, that was weird. I had to step away for a second. Get my
It went
food.
quiet. Nobody spoke. It just went. I thought there was something wrong with Discord.
Yeah, I see everybody
man, I
muted.
was like, wait, what?
I'm sorry. Shout out. What's at the end of the day, it's talent. Facts. Puerto Rock. Very, 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 very true.
Yeah, but I don't know if I was cut off. But basically,
Oh, you're good. Go
it's
ahead.
been 11.6 Tflops for a whole year, and I don't know what Sony's been doing as far as the GPU spec for a year. It could launch more powerful than that. It could be slightly less. Who knows? But all I'm saying is that 11.6 Tflops, that's a year old, man.
Hey, only time will tell, Foxy. And then the salty boys will come once again. And we thought it was this, we thought it was that. And guess what? You're going to look wrong again. Listen, it has taught us it's Tflops. It's about how developers games architecture them to perform with the hardware and just give us mind blowing, look phenomenal, that play phenomenal, and that the narrative of what these games really mean to them. That's where the most importance is at. This whole technical spec background consoles being there, it's never been the end to all of everything with the consoles. It's always has been who has the better
Okay.
install base, and that's it, man. Like people just got to get it through their heads.
Yeah.
Power means nothing if you don't have nothing to substantiate it behind it, and
Yeah.
it never will.
Good point. What's up, ACL? What's up, brother? Good to see you in the chat. Damn, people need better mics. I'm just saying. Yeah, are you still on your laptop, right? Yes, you did. You're on the laptop, Carlos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like
I had
botting out. Yeah, everybody's hearing you bot. You like,
Oh man.
you might want to switch
Yeah,
to
but
the
if he's
rig. I don't know.
botting- If he's botting, that's not the quality of the mic. That's the quality
That's
of the
just
internet
qual.
connection.
Nah, this is
Yeah,
connection.
it's the internet.
But,
I'm upgrading. I'm upgrading to files very soon. Trust me.
I ain't
I'm
worried about
tired
this.
of this.
That's fine.
Your mic sounds fine when you got clear internet, but as soon as your internet starts to go funny,
Yeah,
That shit
I sound
drops.
like I'm in the boonies. I know.
I mean, you sound
still-
fine. You sound fine now. It's just weird. It's like weird opportune times. It just starts botting. Bill Gates. This is breaking news. Apparently, Bill Gates has officially left Microsoft board. He's done. He's officially done with Microsoft. Not like this is a huge deal. I mean, the dude's got $100 billion to his name, but shit. I mean,
that's
he's-
another exclusive they've lost.
This is Bill Gates. So they lost Bill Gates.
Listen, man, Bill Gates was never exclusive to
He's
the
gone.
beginning.
He's gone to PC. He's on Steam. He's on Steam now. You can only
He
get it
might
on
show.
Steam.
He might show up on Blizzard, or you never know, or even Epic Games.
No, I think Epic Games signed him up for 2 years. With
What
free
price,
DLC.
though, man?
You get free DLC. You get that. You get that. Whatever charity he's doing, you get to go out there for a few months and catch malaria.
I mean, hell, on some other news to add to that, who was it? Reggie Fils-Aimé. He signed with GameStop. Did y'all hear about that?
That's another exclusive.
He's with
Oh my
GameStop.
God. I mean, look,
They're losing exclusives over at Nintendo big time. Just like Microsoft.
let's just be honest, man. This whole Reggie Phil's going to GameStop is actually a good thing in terms of them having somebody that has insight and knows how to cater to the customer to a certain extent. That is actually a good sign.
So he's a con man. That's a con man move. He's grifting. You know what he's done? He knows he can't save them. He's gonna take that check anyway.
Oh man, Lord!
You know what? Reggie.
I guess we got to say Microsoft's in trouble. I mean, Bill Gates has left the Titanic.
You know
Microsoft
when GameStop probably approached him while he's in his retirement chair, yeah, playing with his amiibos. Like, he probably answered the phone and said, "Oh, my body isn't ready, but if you pay me, oh yeah."
Hey, man,
he took that job knowing he can't save them. He's just gonna get a check. That's just another.
I think Reggie was doing a Pikmin dance when GameStop called him, bro.
What the hell can he possibly do though?
He's exclusive to GameStop.
Now I'm saying, what exactly could Reggie do for GameStop though? I'm just trying to figure that out. What the hell?
Better marketing, bro. Better marketing.
You gonna say he can smile? He's gonna be the poster guy for them blade commercials?
He's gonna go on stage and say, GameStop has a huge history. Not my problem. Not my problem.
Yo, some real shit though. I can hear him. I can see the new trend, the new meme out of this shit. It's like GameStop, power to the players. My body's ready.
He'll say, he's gonna say, GameStop, they've been around for so long with so much competition, and I'm here to tell them, not my problem.
Nah, you already know they're gonna be like, my body's ready. GameStop, power to the players.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man,
You can't save them, man. How can you save analog from digital?
I don't
Oh
know,
shit!
man. Something got to give, man. Either digital and say digital storefront for GameStop, and that's it. That's the only thing that I can see as a good thing for GameStop.
They must be paying him a shitload of money. In fact, they spent their last reserves on him, hoping and praying that he's going to come up with a solution. I reckon they've dug deep to pay that guy, because if they're bleeding money, I don't know how they can afford his salary. Like, they must be cutting. Imagine you're losing your job around the US. You're one of those many people who are losing their job because stores are closing, and then you find out Nintendo's ex-president is getting paid, I don't know how much in bonuses or whatever they're paying him, millions, and you just lost your job, man, and you got to stay home because of coronavirus. You can't even find a new job.
Oh man, Blaze, what's up, bro?
That would be crazy.
I'm telling you, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
He can't save them. He can't save them. Reggie, I love Reggie Fils-Aimé, but he can't save them.
I
can't save.
I'm just trying to think the mindset. You know, I mean, like, I think we both could agree, Fox, right? I mean, Google Stadia, maybe that would have been a logical choice if we were to guess his future or where he might sign next. But
Nobody
GameStop,
can save GameStop. Nobody. Time.
Really,
you know what?
GameStop?
You know what? Time is the most powerful thing that exists. Time.
I just
and
don't
time
get this
is
shit.
killing GameStop. The times are killing GameStop. We are in times that they're not needed. Retail is dying. There's no way Reggie
Lord.
can save them.
He better not buy no stock. Let me tell you, if he buys stock in
retail
GameStop,
has
he already
been-
fucked himself. Let me tell you.
Ever since
There'll be no stores.
Ever
Yeah.
since Amazon took over the retail space, you see
More
stores
games.
just going out, more and more stores going out of business, bro. Like, even there was this game store right around where I used to live at right around my old block here in the Bronx, right?
Yeah.
That was the spot to go buy my games. Like, but my 40 gig PS3 went in that store. Xbox One back in 2014 in that store, and it's like I used to love going to that store because I used to interact. With other gamers as well, and we used to talk about games. We used to talk about, peripheral, a whole lot of things, and all of that is going away now more to a digitally more involved interaction with. That's the sad part with this whole situation.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
And I feel you, man. It's like when you go into a store back in the day, particularly the 90s, during the PS1 and the PS2 era, right? You walk into a store pre-internet, like when we were so reliant on the internet for our gaming, and you'd go in and you'd see monitors with games like that you could play, set up like pods set up, and you'd have a big screen up high showing you games that are coming soon. You'd have crowds of people. You just felt like your hobby was being supported. But now you just get a page on a screen. Pick this, pick that. Oh, here's a discount.
He was better off going
Thank
with
you.
Walmart.
Bye.
Let me tell you something. He was better going off of Walmart and do their game divisions, like that section.
God.
Let me tell you something, because Walmart has a better trading system than GameStop, and they've got more people to trade games at Walmart over GameStop.
Yo, you hear me, Ryan?
What's up? Yeah.
Let me what up, everybody?
What's up, bro? What's up?
Blaze 4K. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Look, I just came back grocery shopping because people are panicking in my town now.
Oh, I feel you. Oh, you good, bro? You good?
And I'm just telling you, there was no sugar, there was no nothing, there was nothing.
So everybody double, tripled up, huh?
We ain't got no ramen. How we run out of ramen noodles?
No ramen. I bought literally like 20 cases of teriyaki.
Blaze, you got a girlfriend though, right? You got a girlfriend though, right?
Yeah.
So you got plenty of sugar at home, baby.
Oh man. Always good. But you know what? I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm telling you right now, I pray to God GameStop doesn't go under. And I'm gonna and I know I'm in the minority when I say that, but my local GameStop, the people there are so fucking cool. They call me when anything comes in, they save shit for me. They do whatever it takes for me, bro. And they just treat me like, oh well, Blaze, because you buy a lot of shit. Fine, maybe so. But you know what? I've been to Walmart and I've looked at Best Buy when they said they have something in stock. I go there and it's not in stock. Well, your website says you have one. Well, the guy said, yeah. And look, I'll tell you a story. This is why I don't mess with Best Buy as much. I still go there. I called for an Xbox One S, Xbox One X. At the time, there was only a Fallout 76 for the white one. And that's what I wanted. Man. And I said, hey, do you guys got an Xbox One X? He's like, give me a moment. 10 minutes later. He's like, yeah, we do. I'm like, are you sure it's not an S? It's an X, right?
I see where this is going.
And he's like, dude, I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about, dude. I'm a gamer. It's an X.
The black model. You should have said the black model, the African American model, not the white one.
I know, but that's the one I wanted because I had the Scorpio one. So I go there. I'm like, dude, I just don't want to drive 20 minutes. He's like, dude, I got you. I go there. He starts coming out like all smiling, talking to an employee, and I look at it and I can tell it's an S just from a mile away. And I just flop my hands. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, dude, it's an S. He's like, yeah, that's what you said, an S, right? I'm like, you know what, bro?
S for simple.
I'm good, dude. I'm good.
S for simpleton.
I would have been like, yo, listen, my man. Look,
no, they charging a shit ton.
I said X, not S, first of all. And there's a big difference between the X. Big design and in the size.
Bro, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg for some damn toilet paper.
I would have gone in there and said, yo, I want an Xbox. Give me the Afro model, not the Vanilla Ice model.
Ice.
But, you know,
I want the Jay-Z model. I want the Jay-Z model. I don't want the Vanilla Ice version.
Limited edition consoles and stuff like that. Like, you can't find it.
I'm done.
Older games you can get that you just can't get at Best Buys and Walmart. You can't get older games like that. That's all I'm saying. If they can change their practices, the trade-in thing. I don't trade shit in, people. I mean, like, why? I hate people that complain about trade-in value, but like, why are you doing it to yourself?
I want the Flavor Flav model, not the Bill O'Reilly model.
You want the
Wait, hey Blaze, let me ask you this, bro. What the hell do you think Reggie's gonna do for GameStop? In all honesty, do you think he can help GameStop? Yeah, because Reggie Fils-Aimé works for GameStop.
Yeah, I know. You know what he's gonna do, bro? He's gonna take down every Sony promotion and just start hanging up Nintendo. You know, just he's gonna make it. You know, push the Switch, man. I still love it. Push the Switch. That's what he's gonna do. I don't think Reggie can save GameStop. I really don't.
I mean, dog, I don't even know what GameStop wants to be anymore. Because remember, GameStop, one of the last reports before we got to Reggie joining them, they were talking about changing their stores around and have like an MLG, like, you know what I'm talking about? Monitors, stuff like that. It's weird.
Blaze, you're mad. You know what he just said? Imagine Reggie goes and looks after GameStop because he only stocks Switch stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, if they only sell Switch, bro, I'm gonna be dying.
I will cry. That's all shit like that.
I'm sure you know why they
sell it at full price with no discounts, bro. Like,
no, Nintendo never does discounts. Let's be honest, anyway.
Reggie still works for Nintendo, boy. He's Nintendo for life.
But I don't think that's why he's there. I think he is there to help.
He's trying to get more switches in there.
Well, no, I think he's there to give them an extension on the bankruptcy that's going to happen. They may have said
Reggie low-key become their new mascot.
Yeah, he's gonna say to them, "Sell more Labo. Trust me, more Labo.
More cardboard."
That's stupid, dog.
Yo,
Sell more Labo, man."
when people see like, oh, Reggie's there, like, okay, GameStop, let me give that place another like maybe the perception of GameStop just by Reggie being the head, like, okay, you know what I mean? Maybe he can change the way they treat customers. Because I hate the YouTube My Horror Story at GameStop, and it's like, it's just look.
You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get a copyright strike every time you walk into GameStop now, Reggie.
Oh my god. Emulators,
get
that emulator out of here. We do not support the Raspberry Pi. No, get that.
But I mean, it is what it is, man. I don't think Reggie,
I'm gonna miss the human element though when there's no more stores, because forget GameStop and all those big stores. I prefer going to mom and pop stores. You know, those small little emporiums where they import stuff from Japan. You know what I mean? And you buy your SNES in there and the Japan model, and it costs like way more than you should pay, but it's because you're buying the import and you can't get it nowhere else. Because these mom and pop stores, they used to hire Neo Geo consoles in, all Japanese games, modifications. I love those stores. They're gone now. No more.
I got one of those. There's still a couple. It's called That's Entertainment. Look it up, people. That's Entertainment. There's There's actually a lot of them around the U.S. and they're like a retro gaming / music store, and it's just awesome, dude. You go there and it just smells like a dirty basement, but it's like,
That's
how
the
many?
Kind of,
wait.
the kind of stuff that we need, bro. Because
yo, how many dirty basements have you been in, bro?
Dirty basement.
I've been in a couple dirty basements, bro.
Because you said it like you've been in more than like you know how they smell like.
You know what I'm talking about, like that mildew / you know what I mean? That.
Yo,
you ain't no secret serial killer.
Yo, all I gotta say is this, right? There's one store, particularly here in New York City, right around the Soho area, right? This is the only retro store that you will see. I'm talking about like $1,000 retro consoles up in the displays, man. I hope to God that store, the nostalgicness that you get from that store, and the smells, because it does kind of have a little, little feng shui smell in there.
It smells like wet fart and feet.
Yeah, it smells
like
it smells like straight up. It smells just like a lot of things. But just to go in that store and to actually look at the games and look at the consoles and the designs and how they evolved over the years, that is a blessing to even for me at my age, even going up to 37 now. And it's a blessing how far evolved. And those type of stores are really needed nowadays so that the younger generation can understand why we are so passionate about gaming and why we always...
What do you mean younger generation? I'm still young, motherfucker.
Listen, man, we might still be young descriptively.
I'm 21, man. I've been lying about
Yeah, you try to...
I just turned 21.
I'm killing it now.
I've had a hard
I'm
life,
done.
trust me. Hard life. I grew up on a farm. I'm 21 really though. And I was worked like a dog. That's why I look like this.
Yo, come on, Foxy.
That's
Don't
just
mistake, don't
stupid,
mistake,
dog.
don't mistake my plump chest for a nipple. That's what I'm saying.
Oh God.
For a nipple, he said. What?
For a damn nipple. Oh God.
I'm young, man. I'm young,
the
son.
kind of thing, man. That's the kind
I'm
of
young,
thing,
man.
That's the kind of thing that I want these younger kids to understand. Go to and learn a little bit more about,
I mean, my kid rather have a physical card. Like, yo, I remember I bought him a gift card, and he's like, "Daddy, what is this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's for your PlayStation. You buy a game." And he was so let down. Like, he likes looking at the box art, and he likes to stack up his games.
I like to
and
smell it.
Lego
I like opening a game box and
smelling it.
Oh God. You and
manual?
BG are just
Bro.
like Jesus Christ. Y'all do that? Yeah,
No, I
smell.
do. I like it. I like new. I like the smell of new. It's just like when I used to like
this is
buy lots of
plastic.
leather jackets. Back in the day, I used to buy a lot of leather jackets, And the smell of having a new leather jacket, oh, it's unbelievable.
See, I be
when you
basking
buy
in the
something
glory.
new,
That's what y'all
man.
be doing.
Ooh, bro, you don't understand, right? Especially when my mother bought me my Game Gear back in 1994.
Damn, y'all be sniffing y'all
Bro.
games like they some snakes or shit. Come
Bro,
on, man.
that
What the
Lion
fuck
King
is
cartridge when it came out that box, let me tell you, man, that joint smelled like brand new.
Listen. Nobody can criticize anyone for enjoying the smell of games when they tasted Nintendo Switch cartridges on launch.
Oh my God!
Tastes horrible,
Didn't
bro.
didn't
You
it
ever-
have
you ever
a sign
dead
on
ass
the
like
damn
never-
box? It said,
Oh my
"Please
God,
do not
bro.
lick this," and people are
I've
licking
never
it.
tried it. I've never been curious to try it.
Dudes are really doing that shit.
It's like the same sex. I'm not curious about that. I like the opposite sex. I'm just
Bro,
not curious.
I tried it because my son said he likes to chew on shit, and he bit like the corner, but he didn't damage it, and he spit it out right away. I'm like, I started laughing. I'm like, that shit tastes nasty, huh? And he like ran away. So I'm like, let me give it. I just looked at it and like licked it. I'm like, and that dude, you don't taste nothing right away, and then like 3 seconons later, it's like a bitter ass. Like, oh my God, bro.
Oh
Dirty
God,
shit, bro.
What the hell are y'all
why do
doing
you
with
do
your
it, bro?
games?
Why?
Like,
I had
Why?
to try it, bro.
Oh,
man.
no.
Nah,
Listen, once upon a time, I think it was the 90s, they were talking about trying to create a technology that had smell. You playing a video game,
Mm-hmm.
and this device emits the scent. So if you're in the sewers, it smells dank.
like I know.
You know what I
know.
mean?
I
They
remember
were
that.
talking about that one time, but it was just a pipe dream. But I remember it was taken seriously at one point, like in the 90s. Like, they were thinking about it's when they were, when they keep talking about wearing these body outfits where you can feel the impact if you're playing a shoot 'em up or something, yeah.
Yeah.
You put this like thing on, and it hits you in the chest. Like every time you get hit, it vibrates on your chest or wherever you put the pads. Like it's one of them things that never really came to fruition. It's like an idea that never happened. But imagine they did make a games console that emitted odor. I don't think I'd turn that function on, to be honest. Because during sex scenes, imagine playing The Witcher and going to that whorehouse.
Not even that. God of War, the first.
You talking
you
about the
went to
first
that
God
house,
War?
bro?
Nah,
I thought I was
go
the
with
only one that found
Aphrodite. There you go.
Imagine going to what's her name? Kate. What's her name? Kate's house. There's a whorehouse in The Witcher, yeah, in Novi.
Oh God.
It's called Crippled Kate. Imagine going to Crippled Kate's,
Oh,
whorehouse,
man.
and you got the scent of it coming from your console.
Bro, it would smell like straight up Reese.
Oh man.
Oh God.
Or you're playing Battletoads. What game there's a game where you fart. It's like a special move. What game is that? It's like a platform.
Oddworld.
Yeah, imagine playing Oddworld.
Oh God.
And you got
Hell no, man.
you smell alien farts in your living room. That's disgusting.
Ew.
I think that would turn some people on, though. They'd keep visiting that brothel. They'll always get a whore in GTA to come in their car just to smell it, because
Literally and figuratively.
that's as close as they're gonna get to it in their whole fucking life.
Rick Hunter, I'll answer the question for Xbox games smell like 68s and 69s.
Well, I already got an 89. Very solid. That's an 89. It's a good game. If you're going by white zaddies, because I don't know why grown ass men let other grown men tell them what to do, but they love their white zaddy here on in the gaming. But they call them the YouTube gaming streets. So for some reason,
You know, Ori. I'm serious. Ori's
good.
incredible, bro. With HDR, it looks incredible.
yeah, it dropped down and people are ripping on. I'm like, dude,
You were on that shit like nonstop. Like you just like kept jumping in and out of the chat. It was crazy when you're playing.
My neighbors are gonna hate me, boy. I just moved here, and I'm acting like it's only a podcast, but it's like a party up in here. The way I'm, because I'm loud in
Bro,
here.
because
you know what I mean?
nobody likes to party like the RGT.
No, but I live
baby.
where I live. Where I live. They're all retired, man. Like they go bed early, man.
Oh.
Hey, who's buying? So Foxy, you buying Horizon day one?
What, on the PC?
Yeah.
No, why would I do that?
I'm just asking if you were doing it or not.
No.
Hey,
I've
what do you
already
think the
played it.
price will be though?
I've already played it.
I talked about this
own the complete
earlier.
edition.
What do
I
you think the
figure
price would be
RTX
then?
support. If
I'll
they
wait for
add
PS5,
RTX support,
you know?
$50.
I wait for PS5. I play it at 60 frames because because they've released it on PC, Blaze. You know now that when it comes out in the summer, when the PS5 launches, they're gonna have to put a 60 frames mode in because they can't have the PC version running better than their own PS5 playing it on backwards compat.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'll be a 1440p 60 mode, which is fine. I love me some 14.
They're gonna have to
Yeah, what
because
do
you
you
can't
mean
have
they
it on the
can get
PC
4K
better. How can you have it on the PC and it's running better, yet you got the power to do it yourself, but you won't patch it? They're not
Bro,
gonna do that.
Horizon will be 4K 60 if they use the same assets now. I'm not talking about enhancing nothing. Take the game as it is now. 4K 60 on the PS5 is no problem.
Yeah, no, they'd have to patch that for the
Yeah,
frame
of
rate
course. Yeah, of course.
because it's locked at 30, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying, like, I don't want, like, if they start tweaking shit and adding like some PC features, like, screen space reflections, you can tweak it. If they just port the game as it is and unlock the frame
You
rate.
won't get you know what? You're kind of right. You know, you will still get screen space reflections. They'll be hidden, like because they're gonna have to use ray tracing sparingly. No matter how much hype Sony or whoever tells you about ray tracing, it's still gonna be limited on next gen consoles. So they're gonna do that screen space reflection stuff to mix it up with ray tracing in certain scenes that are complex because that's the only way they're going to really be able to have ray tracing on these next-gen systems. They're going to have to use both solutions. You know, the way they do it now with the reflections in Spider-Man?
Yeah, it's like baked in.
They'll be using ray tracing and they'll still be using that baked-in stuff too.
I wonder what's going to be the next gate for PS5 series. Would it be Skygate? The sky doesn't have enough clouds?
No, it'll be 400 megahertz gate. This is more powerful.
I don't know.
They should everybody should keep their expectations at a middle ground.
Don't tell me what
the games
to do.
are gonna look incredible no matter what. Like I said, God of War was made with 1.8 teraflops. Just that's all I'm telling you.
You
guys.
can't tell us what to do, Blaze. Spider-Man 2, dog. Stop.
You know, I
Oh,
can't
shit.
wait. You know, I'm glad I only played God of War once because when PS5 comes out,
You're
I'm gonna play
replaying.
it again, and it's going to be at 60 because it has a 60 frames unlocked mode in the game already. They don't have to patch it, and it will hit 60 on the PS5.
It
because
will.
you have the overhead.
Oh, man. Oh, I can't fucking wait, dude. Can't wait for this shit.
Because it's really 45 frames per second at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, open frame. Yeah,
It depends.
So let's let me get into this right here. A lot of people are waiting for this, so sorry we got to this, but now we're getting to this. So Silent Hill supposedly being revived exclusively for PS5. So this rumor originated from a Twitter user, Aesthetic Gamer, and Rely on Horror. These two sources with proven track records who report on the rumors with reassuring confidence. Apparently, Silent Hill reboot is being helmed by Kiichiro Toyama, director and writer of the original Silent Hill, and Masahiro Ito, who is a creative designer for the first 4 titles in the series, and Akira Yamaoka, who is the composer of the franchise. Apparently, according to them, the Silent Hill revival is reportedly is not yet a done deal, but would afford Kojima. It would give Kojima.
We got this. This news is old news. When
Yeah,
we hear it,
this is
means it's already
still
happened.
this came out though. But according to this, it will give Kojima full creative freedom of this and potentially make this a next gen exclusive for PS5 and hell even VR. They're talking about VR support for the
Listen,
headset.
Ryan, if we're hearing about it now,
Hmm?
then it's old news. They've already probably finalized the deal already. Because by the time it filters down to Joe Public, it's old. Internally old. I mean, internally old at Sony. It's old.
Oh yeah, I can give you that for sure.
It's
Do y'all
happening.
think?
It's
Do you
happening. It's
think?
definitely happening.
Yeah. Do you think? I mean, again, this is where they're saying exclusive for PS5.
I don't
Obviously,
think it'll be PS5 exclusive. I think it'll go to PC as well.
you think it'll be PC day and day?
It'll be PS5 and PC.
I mean, what's the name has full control, right? This is so they say creative control goes to Hideo Kojima, so he would have
That means
the
it's
final
gonna be on
say.
PC.
Yeah, he
That
has the
means it's
full.
gonna be on-
Yeah, he has the final.
Because he requested the PC version of Death Stranding. It wasn't Sony's idea.
Good
You think
point.
Sony said,
I didn't
"Oh,
think about that.
why don't we put it on a no, it was Kojima that wanted it on PC."
Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah,
think about
it may wait. They may hold it for 6 months or something like that.
Yeah, but it will happen.
Anything they're co-developing is going to go to PC.
Listen, the ink is already probably dried already on that.
Mhm.
You know, and I believe the rumor. I tell you why. It's too outlandish to not be true. Because who would believe that if it's not true? I mean, if it's a lie, it's totally unbelievable anyway. Because from what we know about Kojima and Konami, like they don't see eye to eye. But it's such an outlandish, elaborate story. It must be true. If do you get my logic with this?
Yeah, so that's a good point. Konami does not want to be purchased, and they lack in everything
Kojima.
at this point, huh?
Who doesn't
Konami.
want to be purchased?
Konami doesn't want to be purchased or anything of that nature.
Why does that come up?
Well, Konami, if you think about it, they've milked every single thing, including the Metal Gear Solid license to the ground. And what's funny about it too, their last Metal Gear Solid game was Metal Gear Survive. Metal Gear Survive pretty much killed the franchise with them.
Do you know where they make their money, Konami? They're not struggling for money. Do you know where they make their money?
What's up?
Do they have like gambling?
In gambling. They make more money in gambling than they ever did on video games. They're not hurting. Just because we haven't seen anything from them, we think, they haven't.
I mean, you would
got
think though,
anything in the
right?
pot.
Like, yeah, you would think that maybe something would just like they will want something. You know what I'm saying? They would be one to push something. I mean, the last thing I saw them do, and it was the shadiest thing ever. They were trying to charge gamers for save slots for Metal Gear Survive. I remember that they were trying to sell you save slots. So it's crazy. I don't know.
And by the way, Disney being purchased by Xbox, like they already had exclusive games. Like all those Disney World games were only on the Xbox, like not on the PS4. I don't know why people are like, oh, we got that. Like
Konami, they seem stubborn. Like,
Yeah.
someone in the chat said, "Oh, you don't need to buy Konami, just buy some of their IPs." But they seem too stubborn to even want to entertain that idea. I can imagine Konami saying, "We're not letting go of any of our IPs, even though they want to do shit with them." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do y'all see from Konami? What you think? What y'all think?
Well,
I hope it's true.
Did they just make that crappy Contra game? That's what I see.
Contra? No, shit.
They just released a 3D Contra in it. That's a dog's anus waste.
Well, I hope the rumor is true. Hopefully they announce it here by the end of the month if it is true. And we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
It is true. It's true. It's true. It's one of those rumors that it's ridiculous if it's a lie, because most people who lie, they want it to sound believable.
Yeah.
And if
Well,
say
you know,
that
Konami-
if you say Konami and Kojima are patching things up with the help of Sony, that's so ridiculous that most people, if it's a lie, it's too far from believable. So it must be true.
Yeah, I just see them being the mediator and just helping the deal go through, you know, like being in the room to set it up. And what I do see also, though, more than likely, I see some, because one thing about Sony, they like to go the extra mile to get more out of the deal. I can see them probably doing something with Metal Gear for sure. Like,
I want a remake of the original.
Yeah, that's what I think
Do
what
it
they'll
like
be pushing
Resident
for.
Evil 2, like slightly change it up a bit, so we got a fresh gameplay.
So like, we want like that Resident Evil 2 style, like third person.
No, keep the concepts, like the whole.
Yeah, keep the
theme
concept,
and
like third person,
the
like that,
location
kinda.
and the characters, but just change up the gameplay so that we feel like it's a new experience. Like
How about
Resident Evil
like
2 feels like a new experience.
How about like Metal Gear Solid 4, maybe?
No, that's still based on the old.
No. Like more up to
Blueprint,
date,
isn't it?
like a more up to date one.
No,
Like,
no. Do it
no?
like exactly what I just said. Resident Evil 2. I played the original Resident 2, yeah,
Uh-huh.
on the PlayStation 1, and I've played it, the remake, and even though it's the same game, the same characters, it feels like a new game. I don't feel like I'm getting moments of, oh, this is so familiar. That didn't occur to me while playing it. So if they could make Metal Gear Solid remade that way, that you feel like it's familiar but not overly familiar, that you don't feel like you're having a new experience. I don't want to just see fresh graphics. I want them to change up the gameplay, add in more mechanics and stuff, because Metal Gear Solid is great, but it has aged in terms of gameplay mechanics, because look when it was made. It's got 90s gameplay mechanics.
Okay.
I mean, Konami still got some good game. I mean, not games that interest me, but they still sell a lot with PES football. They still have Bomberman, whether you like it or not. They still have a big game that nobody really talks about anymore. Castlevania. There you go. They still have Yu-Gi-Oh! Whether you like it or not, people play these card games all the time, like literally all day. Discord. So I mean, they got little games like Frogger, but they've been doing a lot of iOS stuff.
But they got Green Beret. Remember Green Beret?
Yeah, they got Silent Hills.
Imagine they made that modern, 3D, modern third-person shooter. Green Beret.
Yeah, that's the way to see. Do they have Russian Attack? Is that Konami? I'm going back.
All that stuff can be built. All those games. Because if Nintendo can do it with Mario, look what Mario started off as. A one-level game. Remember? One level. Remember Mario? It was just Mario climbing up ladders to try and save the princess, jumping over barrels. That's how Mario started. And look at Mario Odyssey today.
Yeah.
So just because a game is stuck in the 80s doesn't mean it can't be bought
modernized
into
or
modern era. You know what I mean?
Speaking of
if you look
milking,
back at Konami, they got many games that
damn Nintendo milked Mario to the ground.
Gradius, remember Salamander, Gradius?
Yeah.
Lots of Konami games. Lots of Konami.
The thing about Mario
game.
though, Blaze, that fucker still sells.
No, he still sells, but you talk about a franchise. Nintendo literally milks their franchises.
Oh, they bled him dry, but it's like he continues to bleed,
bro, like all the time, bro. And I'm not hating on Mario, bro. Like I play Mario with the kids all the time, but it is what it is, bro. You see Mario all the time, and you talk about innovation. There really hasn't been innovation. I mean, really.
Oh, I disagree on that, but you're entitled to that opinion.
I mean, well, Fox, because I'm looking at it like, okay, you're saying Odyssey. Okay, Odyssey is what? What does it remind you of?
Odyssey's great, man.
It's great, but what does it remind you of? What Mario game does it remind you of?
Well, Galaxy games.
The Galaxy games or Mario 64, so it's not like that perspective of Mario hasn't been done.
But you played those, didn't you?
Of course I did. Mario Galaxy is incredible.
I didn't know. I had everyone's situation is different because I had 14 years from Nintendo, so I missed all those games. So for me, Mario Odyssey is fresh.
Fresh. From that perspective, yo, you need to play Galaxy, man.
No, I can't go back now. GameCube. If they release it on the Switch, I would, but I'm not gonna buy a GameCube to play.
Bro, on the Wii.
No, I won't buy a Wii to play that.
You buy a Wii U and
I wait for a remaster.
Fox, I'll send you a link after this, right? Of an emulation. You can play the game at 4K, 60, beautiful Mario Galaxy, and you can use any controller on the PC, 4K.
No,
60,
I wouldn't want to do that. I as I said earlier, I'd feel a strange disconnect, like a strange dichotomy, like a juxtaposition of playing Nintendo games on a PC. I just don't want to bring myself to that level. Seriously, I'd rather play Nintendo games on Nintendo hardware. Thanks for that.
Because everything's sharp.
I know, but I'm just one of these. I'm so old school. I just feel it would feel strange to me, man. Seriously, playing a Nintendo game on a PC. Seriously, even though it's much better and the quality is so much better, it's just I like the feeling of playing on a PlayStation and a Nintendo system.
You still use the controller? You won't even know the difference. Just pretend.
I will. My mind will still tell me I'm sitting in front of my PC.
It's gonna tell you don't play it, Fox.
With Nintendo, I'm in my bed playing games. I can't do that with my PC. My PC's set up in a corner for YouTube.
I mean,
I can't do that. Can't move my PC around that big tower. Can't do it like I can carry the Switch into another room. Can't do it. I'm
True.
willing to take the hit. I'm willing to take the hit in quality for convenience.
You can put it on a tablet and get a controller.
See, that's not convenient because I have to go out and do that shit when I already own the Switch. Do you know what
No, I'm saying for the older games, absolutely. For the Switch, I'm saying for the older. I'm talking about.
I know for a fact that Nintendo are gonna remaster those one day.
They
I'll
should.
just wait.
I mean, they're
If they
going
were
to.
smart,
The ones
they
that
would.
didn't sell well in that Wii U, for sure, they're going to get pushed. Like, I
They
wouldn't be
will do.
surprised
They're
if
gonna come. They'll come.
Pikmin. Remember Pikmin? I'm surprised Pikmin hasn't.
I never cared for
Switch.
Pikmin.
But you
I
know,
know
like for
people
people
do.
who care about that.
I'm not into
shit.
those strategy games. I don't care about the strategy.
Nintendo has
Yeah.
almost ported every Wii U title.
I don't
Almost
care
every
about.
Wii U title.
I don't care about Animal Crossing. Everyone's getting hyped for Animal
Dude,
Crossing. I don't
did
give
you
a
see
shit about Animal
the
Crossing.
well at PAX there was like they like went all out for their presentation of that game and people were going crazy over that Animal Crossing.
I don't care about.
I don't even see
Pokemon.
the
All
hype,
of
to
those
be honest
games,
with you.
I can't get excited for those games.
Yeah, I never saw the
Pokemon,
hype in
Animal
Crossing.
Crossing, Pikmin.
Yeah, Animal Crossing is don't.
It's
I don't
weird,
care.
but
Even-
people like
even-
it. A lot of people like it.
What's the other game that launched? Strategy. What's that game? The RPG strategy game. I've forgotten the name of it.
For Switch, it was. Hold on. Let me think.
Come on, man. Free houses, man. Free houses. What's that game? Fire Emblem. Yeah, I couldn't care less for that because the mechanic is not the way. I like the graphics and the cutscenes and the characters, how they're designed. I just don't care for that type of gameplay.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
that's
it's a
fair.
bad game. I'm not saying
A
it's a
lot of
bad
people don't
game.
like it.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's a bad game. It's just not what I play. So certain games, like, they're beyond me. Like, I'm not into them genre-wise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm. Definitely. Shit. Let me move this out the way. So, do I have any other topics? Let me see.
Of course you do, man. We're having a great time here, man.
No, I told you we were gonna have fun. Oh yeah, the crunch. Naughty Dog. They're under intense
Nice.
crunch with 70% of the staff supposedly being new
Polygon
employees.
just looking... Kotaku just looking for a headline.
Yeah, I saw this and I was stating like, okay. But anyway, according to what was this dude's name? What was that dude's name? Hold on, I had it. His name was Jonathan Cooper. Jonathan Cooper was talking about Naughty Dog and how they're prioritizing pretty much they're overworking the staffs, quote unquote, to meet the demand and do X amount of things. And he says like they feel obligated because, they'll talk about how you didn't do this, that, and the third, and this, makes the other person look bad, blah, blah, blah. And he was just talking all this. Now, me personally,
So they're trying to say they run it like a sweat factory.
pretty much. And what this kind of reminds me of, and I talked about this earlier, but it kind of reminds me of the whole situation with Rockstar. I remember when Rockstar, when they were doing the 100-hour shifts supposedly for their games, a lot of people were like going, "Oh, look at Rockstar running a sweatshop for Red Dead 2," and we all saw the ending result of Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 ended up being one of the best games they ever launched, especially in terms of scope. And out there, it ran better than we expected, even though it did have some issues.
And people started complaining when they found that it was 4K on the Xbox X.
Yeah,
All of a sudden,
they put
it
a
didn't
lot of
matter
hours to
anymore.
get that game to run. So it's
Like I
like,
said, buttery as hell. Look at these guys, you can just squeeze them and the butter comes out.
I'm always dubious. I'm always skeptical. I'm always slightly skeptical when Kotaku come out with one of these exposés because, for one, they're headline hungry. They're one of these they're very left. They're very left wing type. I mean, sorry, right wing. They're very right wing type.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where they just sensationalize and they need that headline. And I feel like it's political because, if you want to destroy something and diminish its chances of, say, Game of the Year or other awards, or you try to knock a game because it's going to be a standout success, for some reason, to be a sensationalist, they come up with all it takes is one disgruntled employee who didn't get holiday leave when they wanted it.
Yeah.
To drop the dime and say, I don't like the way I'm being treated here. We have to... And then there's a headline in a Kotaku article. David Cage went through it with Quantic Dream with the sexual allegations and disrespect going on, and that case was settled and they were exonerated. So it just takes an employee who's disgruntled, like maybe they wanted to go on a family vacation and they went to Naughty Dog boss of HR and said, "Oh, can I get that out?" "No, sorry, it's taken." "Oh, but no, sorry." And then send an email to Kotaku. "Oh, they treat me like a slave up in here, man. I feel like I'm in Mississippi right now."
What's
Well, I
up,
mean, those
El
guys-
Manager?
well,
Hey, Porag, we still in the chat. Jump in here, man. I ain't know you
Yeah.
sent me a message.
Yeah, I'll just say real quick. They know you sign a contract and you know what it's going to be like, and then you start bitching. This is just like millennial bullshit. They're the only ones complaining about hard work. "Oh, well, I got to be here for 100 hours," and then you paycheck. It's like, "Oh yeah.
It's that cancel culture mentality. Like, "Oh, you've done wrong." Everyone should ignore that.
You
Yeah.
Everyone
know,
should kill that. That does not deserve to be successful. We shouldn't make that a success because, oops, you've done wrong, man.
no, you know what
Cancel
I'll
culture.
say. I don't want to sound like, look. First of all, I respect these developers. I love the fact that they put passion into their projects and all that. But I will say this: all these developers are under intense stress sometimes. Sometimes they just gotta crunch it out. They're all pushing to get shit done and get it done. Like, I don't want to hear like, "Oh, only this and that." Like, all these developers deal with crunch. And number two, how about their crunch? What about our crunch? What about when I have to pay bills and I'm like, damn, I gotta muster up another $20 to buy a damn game?
And let me ask you this, bro.
You know what I mean? We got crunch too. I don't want to hear that.
Let me ask you this: who's listening to those people who work in McDonald's during the busy lunch periods?
Exactly.
Denny, who's listening to them who are overworked and stressed, having to rush around, getting orders, taking orders, getting shouted at the kitchen? This isn't ready. That
And
wrong
still
orders at
buying
the
your
right,
game.
wrong orders at the wrong table. They're not getting the tip. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's listening to those people complaining about their crunch.
That's true.
Yeah, that is
So
true.
we seem to be selective
Yep.
in our outrage these days, don't we? We're very
Yeah, there's
selective.
some people like that. Yeah, no, you're right, Foxy. There's just
We're selective, aren't we?
Aside
No
being
one's complaining
retail,
about-
they
no
do
one-
these
no one
extra
complains
amount of
about care
hours
work.
and guarantee shit.
No one
man.
complains about the care workers who
Mhm.
work hard to look after people whose families have abandoned them, through dementia or something. Like, when they're under the cosh and getting all kinds of body, disabilities from all the lifting. When you have to lift someone out of their bed and wash them and all that. After a while, that takes its toll on your body.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you end up with injuries yourself in life, and then you need cared for, but no one cares about you when you become sick. When you can't work no more, the government can't give a shit about you. So sometimes you have to say, I've got to think about my own health. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they'll work you like a horse. Whichever government, whichever country you live in on the planet, the government will work you like a horse. And when you become lame, they don't give a shit about you.
I mean, hell,
You might as well be dead.
there's a story just dropped. Apparently, Cyberpunk developers said the same thing. Developers will be required to crunch following its delay for Cyberpunk. So again, yeah.
And again, if you're gonna work on a game called Cyberpunk, you deserve whatever the hell comes to you. It's like,
But
dude,
it's the stress.
I know.
Game development by its very nature is crunch time because they have deadlines. Any job with a deadline, whether you're a journalist or whatever, if you've got a deadline, that is a crunch.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you can't take the heat, don't work in that kitchen.
Right. You gotta meet the requirements. That's what you gotta do, man. And dude, don't forget, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, bro, they get their paycheck and they make decent money, these people. Okay, so
look, these days, human beings, how it's happened, but we're not hunters anymore. We used to be hunters and survivors, but we've lost that skill. Now we're just like mamby-pamby. We cry over everything. We want to be wrapped in cotton wool. Oh, look at me. Give me attention. Give me a hug. Oh, notice me. Please notice me. Please notice I exist. That's all that is out there now. In the day, people used to stand on their own 2 feet and have backbone. Get on with it and pull up their sleeves and get the job done. But now people cringe in a corner and need a therapist. You know what I mean? You need a therapist for to get out of bed in the morning. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like we've become weak. People are dumbed down to the point where if there's a disaster, we just don't know what to do anymore. All we can do is run to the shops and try and buy as much toilet roll as we can.
Yeah, or ramen if they got any.
Because the shit's about to hit the fan. So let's get this toilet roll.
I got unlimited.
No,
access.
seriously, people are weak. Any tyrannical government can take the people now, easy. Because the people, most of the population has been softened up, weak, ready to be taken over.
Mhm.
Listen, I see what's going on, man. So when I hear about developers complaining about crunch time, well, find a job where you're just painting. You know, on a summer's day in a field, you're just doing painting. Try and sell those painting works to a gallery and make it no stress. If you work in a fast food restaurant, you're under stress. You work in development environment, you're under stress. You work in hospitals, you're under stress. Those are stress, high stress. Police officers, fire. These are high stress jobs. You can't handle them.
And you know what? And it's like crunch comes like, all right, so you see how they all of a sudden people are complaining during the last year, during the final months of the game coming out. So that's why people are overstressed. They're, you know what I mean? They're overworked. So now they start complaining. But for the 3-4 years that they're, you know, making this game, you know, it's not
The emotions finally coming
all
out.
day. You know, it's just that last year, that last few months where we gotta meet a deadline. You know, we've delayed the game multiple times already, so people feel the pressure, and sometimes people have to vent, and they end up running their mouth to one of these. You know what I mean? So it is.
Yeah, but Kotaku, let me tell you something. If I emailed Kotaku tomorrow and told them I'm an employee at EA, yeah, and someone called me a derogatory word, I wouldn't say it. You know, chances are that they don't even fact check. It will just come out that EA employee says racism or
Let's try it.
or homophobia, or you know, LBGT people aren't being treated correctly. I could just make any shit up. Like, who are they gonna verify it with? Company's not gonna admit that they're treating employees badly, so you can't verify it with them. So you have, you know, you either take my word for it or you don't. So I feel like Kotaku's run the story. Whoever's given them this, whoever's tipped them off, I don't think they did any research with the story, because where's your evidence?
And who's the guy that tweeted? I'm sorry, Ryan. What was his name again?
All they can say is an anonymous source.
Jonathan Cooper.
Jonathan
All they
Cooper.
can say is anonymous source told us, or they don't want to be named for obvious reasons.
Somebody dug a tweet of him, of like a few, I don't know when it was, last year, this year, of him saying, "Hey, this is my 5th year at Naughty Dog. I'm so happy. I can't wait to. I hope they keep me here so I can continue to push the envelope in game, blah blah." So he just tweeted that like about Naughty Dog, and all of a sudden, you know, things. You know,
Now they're a monster, right? Yeah.
There's always two sides.
Listen, in any organization, there's gonna be dissent in the ranks.
Yep.
Remember that. Even if you find out that your co-worker is getting paid more than you for doing the same job, because the co-worker's mouth is so fucking big.
Oh, there's gonna be pocket watch
or they let someone see their pay slip. That person now has a grudge against the company.
Yep.
Especially if they escalate it to the company and say, "Well, I should be getting paid the same," and they say, "Well, no, because this person has earned or done something, or maybe you're late. You're more late than them. You don't come in on time enough. That's why we didn't give you a raise." And then next thing you know, they've gone to Kotaku. Do you know what I'm saying? It's as easy as that.
This is so funny.
You could listen nowadays. You can make any shit up, yeah, and people. Here's the thing: nowadays, the way the world is, it's so upside down, it's so topsy turvy, that when the truth is revealed, people will say it's a lie, and when a lie is revealed, people say it's the truth. Seriously.
Yeah.
That's what these are the times we live in. The lie is accepted as the truth. And when the truth comes out, people dismiss you. "Oh, you're full of it. You're bullshit. Oh, show me your receipts. Show me your receipts." Like, no.
Oh God.
It's like we live in an era of bullshit. We live in an age of total and utter bull. And I don't know how it happened. I didn't even notice it. It just happened. I woke up one day and this is the world I live in. I didn't even see a transition period. It just happened.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it. That people are so low on intelligence that they can't question. They even have the intelligence to question things right in front of their eyes. They don't even want to question. They just accept whatever version they're given. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, it's a group of people. I just discovered them this week that no matter what is said, they're going to believe whatever they want to believe. So it's kind of like, okay, well,
these are dangerous times, bro.
Yeah.
People might say I'm overreacting this, but if we really live in that time where the lie is the truth and the truth is the lie, these are very dangerous times. That means nobody's safe.
Facts.
Anyone can be accused of anything now, and someone can say, "Oh, he did sexually assault me." That's it. I'm guilty. Whether I'm innocent or not, I'm guilty, because we live in that age where everyone's under suspicion, and everyone's looking to cancel you.
Yep. That's so true. Let's see.
I'm sorry to make it deep.
Oh no. I just
all adults, right? And we were talking about Naughty Dog and the
it's a
kind of
silver lining.
The mentality all ties in. The mentality, cancel culture. I'm outraged. This person must go away and never have a spot again. That they shouldn't have an audience. They shouldn't be famous. They shouldn't be successful. They should be destroyed.
Yeah,
it's like people want to destroy everything you've made and built.
Yep. Apparently, what, Neil Druckmann replied to him? That's y'all saying in the chat? No way. Hold up.
So what a time we live in, man. But the good thing is we are in the end times. There's co-virus and all this stuff, and COVID-19, and you have illegitimate people running countries. So we are in the end times of the current console generation. So smile, because next gen's around the corner.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you live, I mean, you might not make it because someone might cough near you, and that's the last time you'll see a DualShock. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't see the tweet. Oh well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to my last topic. Oh no, you can finish talking. I'm just going to my last topic.
I was gonna say one last thing. I don't like the fact that they're saying to everybody, "Oh, if you're young, don't worry about coronavirus." Well, you should worry if you're young. It don't matter if you can fight it. You should think about old people. You might go home to your grandmother and you're carrying it and it don't affect you, but you kill your own grandmother and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't tell young people that they are the least, to concern, because young people come into contact with old people, senior citizens.
Yep.
And if we can carry but have no symptoms, I mean, I'm not trying to destroy any elderly people in my family or around me or community. Do you know what I mean? So I think the messaging is terrible. They should tell everyone at risk.
Preach. I agree. Yeah. So this is the last topic that I had. So we went through everything. Shout out to you guys. You killed all the topics. This is the last one, and not really much to go. I mean, not much to really say. I want to get everybody's opinion on this and what you guys think, but also what game do you think will look the best in terms of like the improvements you're going to be getting with PS5? So. According to this, an upcoming PS5 game is aiming for photorealistic graphics. So, there's a game called Martha is Dead, and that's aiming for this. And I don't have the gameplay. I should have put it in the trailer for the stream here. I don't know why I didn't, but I forgot to. But this is a new game that's aiming for it. And what I'll do is I'll put it in the chat so everybody can see it. Since we're closing up, let me put it here so y'all can see the link. But let me know what you guys think about that. Martha is Dead.
Photorealistic graphics.
Yeah, they're aiming for photorealistic graphics with this game called Martha is Dead. Do y'all think pretty much my reaction to this was simple. I wasn't even going to ask you guys your opinion on this game, to be honest. My thing is, what game do you guys think is really going to benefit the most from photorealism? Like what are they going to push from the PlayStation?
I feel like any of the Sony developers from the studios are going to push photorealism the most, it's probably going to be Guerrilla Games.
Gorilla. Okay.
Yeah. It is. It's going to be Guerrilla Games because I think their stuff is more ready than the other studios' stuff.
Okay.
Their games are at a far more advanced stage in development because they're not just working on a Horizon Zero Dawn sequel. That's not even going to be their first PS5 game. Their first PS5 game is not even that same genre.
Okay. Blaze, what you think, bro?
I mean, out of all the studios,
Yeah, all studios. Like, if you were to name one, what game would you think would benefit the most from photorealism in terms of graphics?
Oh, what game? I thought you were talking about which studio is going to do it. Sorry, go on.
I mean, yeah, you could. Well, I mean, same thing, same concept too. I mean, you could.
well, yeah,
say
because
God of
Foxy's
War,
saying,
innit? It'll be God of War. It'll be
God of War
innit?
for you?
You're talking about a game. You're talking about a game, but I thought which studio would do it first. So I was trying to think which
Yeah.
studio's going to release games before which studios. No, God of War then, because
Okay.
yeah, because that's already really realistic looking.
All right. What you think, Blaze? To get back to you.
yeah, I mean, I would say God of War 2, but like the add-on to Foxy said, he's saying Horizon. He's saying Guerrilla. I mean, because of that engine, it's like that's their engine that they created from the ground up, and they, now from the whole
Fine-tuned it.
bringing it to the PC, fine-tuning it, all these little features that we'll have to wait and see. I mean,
What's more photorealistic than Death Stranding right now on the cover?
yeah, no, it almost reminds you of like Battlefront 2, like those certain like rocky areas with the grass. Like it's real good.
Look at
Shit, the last game Uncharted.
Look at Fragile. Look at Dead Man.
Yeah.
Look at Fragile and Dead Man. And what's the black character's name?
Hardman. That's a huge Hardman. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Hardman. When you see the real-time generated in-game cutscenes, like that is already close to photorealism.
Yeah.
And that's running on a PlayStation 4 standard. Do you know what I mean? So PS5 will easily accomplish as close to photorealism as possible. In some cases, also it will be on par with photo. But in some cases, I think some PS5 games, there'll be certain scenes in games where you'll just say that just looks like real life.
Yeah.
The only thing that will give it away will be behavior, because you always know you're playing a game because something happens that humans wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Craig,
Animation.
what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, brother? What game or studio? Yeah, I mean, you can name both too if you want. That you think would benefit from photorealism the most?
Sony Ben.
Sony Ben. Okay.
Yeah, if they're going to do another sequel to Days Gone,
I think they will.
Everybody, or a Siphon Field or something.
I love Days Gone.
Yeah, I had a good time with it. I still don't know why there's zombies walking around, but okay. But that I mean, it didn't. I never got to the point where it explained what happened. But that's fine. It's not the end of the world.
He's about the freakers. He doesn't know why there's freakers
everywhere. Zombies, yeah. I mean, I thought something called the Sawmill Horde because everybody said it was be so hard. I'm like, that was the easiest horde to take on. All you do is run around in a freaking circle. But at the end of the day, Sony Ben, I think because they made a huge leap with their open world game. So imagine giving them the assets and the tools that they're going to need. The other studios, my God. Was it Santa Monica and the rest of them, Naughty Dog? What they're bringing, Gorilla. That's some engine.
About that.
Yeah, Gran Turismo, Poly. Yeah, they're going to do so. But as far as the studio I'm looking the most from, with the new tech that's available, will be big because I want them to do a Siphon. Make another Siphon film. So that guy was the badass before all these other people, these protagonists you use. People forget about my man Gabe. So. Let's get that done. So, if you're listening, you never know who's listening. Yeah.
Ryan, before you kill the show.
I am the request answer him. So let me get to Matadors first because he had a question for you. Matador $2 super chat says, Foxy, second project is a well-known series for Gorilla. What he's asking. That's what he asked. like Guerrilla's second project.
Yeah, but if I tell you the answer to that, then it's obvious, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you just have to think, well, how many series do Guerrilla Games have? Not many,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
Everybody,
So
they're not letting go
I'm
of Killzone.
But at the end of the day, right? That's my answer. Thanks for the super chat, even though it goes to Ryan, not me. It doesn't feed my children. But before you kill this thing here, I would like to bring up a topic.
Yeah, sure. Let
regarding
me
what the developer has said about Halo Infinite on Xbox.
Okay. Let me get this out the way, and then the floor is all yours. This is from Spartan Guy, $2 super chat. He said, "Go to Tsushima over Last of Us 2." Honestly, I'm torn. To be honest with you, Spartan, I would probably still go with Last of Us. To be honest.
Yeah, but that's his. Isn't that his opinion?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you
you can't
know, you
disagree.
said.
You can't disagree with it then.
Well, not really
You can't
disagree.
say,
I'm saying I would-
I'm torn because it's his opinion.
No, he's not disagreeing. He just said that's what he would choose.
No, I'm just making trouble. Why you interrupt, man? I'm trying to break this guy's balls, man.
Oh,
I'm
you're
doing my
busting his chops?
I'm doing my Joe Pesci impression, and you just jump in like that.
Forget
Robert De
about
Niro.
it.
Yeah, how am I funny?
Dance, motherfucker, dance, dance
Yo,
for
that
me.
shit was the best fucking clip.
They
bro.
fucking dubbed Kylo Ren with that shit. Y'all know that? Yeah.
Really?
They did a Kylo Ren dub with his.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I'm
So
trying
you
to
know that
break
part
this
when he
guy's
fucking
balls.
destroys the
no.
monitors? Yeah.
I just saw this thing for Playground with this friggin' dog
I
and
told
a
you.
person
Yeah.
with a long rifle. This looks like The Last of Us, and
I put down the
Oh
stream
my God.
earlier. Yeah, I told you I put down the stream
I
earlier.
didn't see it earlier. I was finding those articles to bust some cheeks.
Oh yeah, I thought you saw it. Yeah, I put it on the stream earlier.
Yeah.
So, but Fox, you have the floor, brother. Go ahead, take it away. You have it.
I'm
sorry.
just want to bring this up because a developer, somebody from Pathfinder, who I've never heard of, so but they said they don't expect a great difference from next gen Xbox graphics because they've seen Halo Infinite, and I'm like, hold on a minute. Even the really early, super early footage shown of Halo Infinite is a step up visually over Xbox One games. So I don't know how they can come out with that statement. I mean, obviously it's their opinion, but there are some things that you can't dispute them. They're indisputable. It's like if something looks better, it don't matter if your opinion. If something looks improved visually, you can't say it doesn't. Your opinion doesn't come into it. Facts are right in front of you. Yeah. And I haven't seen any Xbox One game on the X, the S, or the launch model that looks better than Halo Infinite from what I've seen so far. And people are trying to damage control, saying, "Oh, but he's seen." I made my tweet. I actually tweeted to it nonsense. What I just said about early footage, it looks great. It is a step up over Xbox One games. People came in there saying, "Oh, but this guy's he's a developer. Why would he lie? He's seen actual gameplay." Turns out he hasn't even seen gameplay. He's judging it from those E3 trailers.
Oh, those screenshots and that old in-game trailer thing.
You know they're on the ship.
Yeah, and he powers it up with the extension cord.
The guy powers up Master Chief.
Yeah, with the extension cord. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not even going to be in the game. That was just a target raider for you. That's not even part of the game. I bet you don't see that in the game. You will see it, but it's not going to look like that.
It probably won't play out like that, because remember that
It
part
won't
with the
play out
sawmill
like that.
horde? We all thought that was going to be accessible.
You can see that they created that quickly to show you, give you. That was probably made in months. Just
I agree.
Like a small vertical slice. There's no gameplay beyond that.
It's just give you like a
the fidelity.
reference.
They were more trying to show you the fidelity of the pixels more than look at these graphics. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be like, remember we saw Halo 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you remember the trailers for Halo 3?
Mm-hmm. Halo 3 looked amazing.
Yeah,
Right,
finish the fight.
The trailer looked amazing. When you saw the game, it still looked like the trailers. But this is different. This is like running in real time on either a comparatively spec'd PC or the actual dev kit for Xbox Series X. And to me, I don't know about anybody else's eyes, but I judge by my own perception.
Mm-hmm.
To me, all of the stuff I've seen on Halo Infinite so far totally blows away anything that I've seen on Xbox One.
Yeah.
So how can people say that that's not a leap? He said that is a great difference.
It feels like people are kind of hanging on to that old statement. Remember, before we got the Teraflops, people were talking about it being a half step. Remember that? They were talking about half steps and not a full-fledged step. I think that's probably where Douche, his mindset probably still is until he sees that full gameplay.
I don't know why though. It's just like sometimes people remember developers aren't always trusted to be trusted. You know, some of them are trying to build a name for themselves.
True.
You know, because they want to be more prolific and more publicly known. So they come out of these things sometimes. Because you remember what they said? You remember what they said about PS4 and Xbox One before they launched?
I think they said they were maxed out and they couldn't do much.
No, they said they're gonna be barely better than the PS3 and Xbox 360. And look, we got God of War, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Rise, Son
and a lot of people
Rome.
said
Visually, Rise, Son of Rome. You know, you got Sunset Overdrive. You couldn't do those games on 360 or PS3.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that. Well, not a lot of people, but they were thinking and saying that there's no way games can get any better than what you're seeing with like Death Stranding. They were thinking like that. Yeah, and I'm like, when you have newer hardware and powerful hardware, that the possibilities in that ceiling goes higher. You know what I'm saying?
See,
so
it's not just pixels, Ryan. That's the thing. People are stuck like it can't look any better. Like they can add other things, like better animation, more things to like knock over, per se, in an office. Like everything's accessible. You can interact with so much more stuff. Like that's more like next gen to me. Adding stuff like that,
and having verticality, the levels go up.
Go up, go all the way down. Like everything's flat sometimes, you know, and it's
exactly like you want to be able to go into a tour and it's properly modeled inside and out.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And you want to make your way across the map that way if you want to, and it's as detailed as it would have been if you were just running in the street. But right now, what we've got is some open world games do that, but it's not. They're not
to us. Yeah, to a.
You can see the buildings. You can't go in them.
Yeah.
And most of them, it's not even they're not even modeled that inside the buildings. They're just like a flat fucking picture to show you that there's a room in there.
Like even the Witcher 3 developers said, hey, like a lot of the houses that you went to, we used those same assets over and over, but we mixed it up, a candle here and this and there, but it was all the same assets. But,
right.
You know, you can't really tell because you're not paying attention because you don't really remember, save a picture in your head like, oh, that's the same house from So things like that would be cool.
I just feel like people need, like I said it before, I'll say it again. If a company does bad, yes, criticize them. If they deliver a poor service, poor product, poor messaging, yes, rip them a new one. But if they're doing something, they're trying to do something good, or they're trying to really deliver a blockbuster game this time, like ease back and wait, and before you condemn them to the graveyard of the video game console industry, wait.
Yeah,
people want to just crucify. It's like whether Microsoft does good or bad. I'm starting to see it for myself now.
Yeah,
like, it don't matter
if
they
hardly
do good
talk
or bad. People
just on it.
They're so biased in their opinions.
You see it everywhere.
They're so tribal. They're so fucking tribal. It's like, it's like we've gone back to the fucking feral days of humanity, where
they want the system to fail.
Just every man for themselves, dog eat dog mentality.
Yeah, they want the system to fail before it even launches, and that's kind of like the mentality. Even when they're breaking stuff down, it's sad. Like, I'm happy for everyone. I keep saying this. I stress this every time. I'm happy because we're getting over so many gripes, especially from this gen, like load times, lower frame rates, and I'm happy to get over these gripes, I'm very happy to get over these gripes and get into more fluid games.
And people keep bringing up the past. Oh, the Xbox 360 Red Ring of Death. I them with the DRM. Listen, man, let it go. Carrying too many bags for one human being. Let it go. It was never.
Yeah, they got throttled. They got throttled this generation. So it's so bad.
Just let it go now.
Let it go. Yeah.
Let's turn a new page. Don't look back. Look forward.
Yeah, I
don't
agree.
Judge. People have that's the problem with people, like ex-cons and people who have done things that they're not proud of.
Yeah,
sometimes they can't move on because
they can't ever shake it. Yeah,
People won't let them forget their past. You know, and that's cruel. Because everyone deserves to grow and learn, but people like will stagnate you because they won't let you forget.
That's a huge bitch.
Yeah, well, again, like I said, to me, there's nothing better than the generation. Okay, yeah, you know, you don't have to keep throwing them under the bus because yeah, they lost this gen, they're coming in third place,
Yeah.
and you know, and that's it. To me, that's enough. But I agree. Once you show people what the history is, whether it be statements or what a company may or may not be doing, and then that company does it, and they still like, oh, we don't care what they say, blah blah blah. It's like, all right, well. Then you know, just get the F out of here. As I was saying this morning, just get the F out of here. It doesn't, you know, what they're doing, you were going to bitch about it anyway. So
I think if you've totally written off Microsoft from any gaming pleasure in your life, then you got no reason to talk about.
Yeah.
Stop talking about them. Then I'm just fed up with people who say negative stuff about companies when they don't even care, they don't even buy the products anymore.
Or don't even plan to buying it. Yeah.
So why are you bothered then if you're not involved? It's like you can't be disappointed because you didn't buy it. So why are you acting like you've been shortchanged?
You know why, Fox? They do anything for clouds. There you go.
Yeah.
They do it with PlayStation as well. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
They knock PlayStation like they bought one.
Yep.
But you didn't even buy one.
They never will. Shout out to Matador at He says, Fox, you just say it. So come. Chat, go buy Neo 2. Yes, go buy Neo 2. Neo 2 needs to be bought. That game is looking fire. Can't wait to get that. As soon as we end this chat. Man, look. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, shout out to everybody on the panel for one, but everybody in the chat, you guys are awesome.
You did 3 hours, bro. That's
we
like a
did
Malcolm X
damn
movie.
near 3 hours for you guys, but do us a huge favor, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's show. It's all good. I have no problem extending this. Different time zone for one, but that whole clock thing, I forgot about the daylight saving time, and I screwed up. I should have checked with Fox, and everybody's like, guys, you guys check your clocks, and I didn't. So appreciate them coming through though.
Next week it's gonna be an hour earlier.
Yeah, for you. Yeah.
9 o'clock here. That's when you'll be starting. When it's 9 p.m. here.
Yes, sir. So, but hey, Fox, appreciate you coming through nonetheless. You didn't let the people down. You didn't let your boy down. I appreciate you as always coming through, chill out with us.
Yeah, last week I went to one of these bashment raves. You know, they play
rave music.
Ragga music. Reggae
Ragga.
music.
Okay.
Dancehall. And I just went and shock out. You know, wind up 2 girl and thing.
Oh, okay. You have fun? Enjoy it?
I have fun. You can't go to them places and not have fun.
What was that? You had some fun? What's up? He said like I just went there and, people.
You might as well just self-isolate. You know what I'm saying? Self-isolate.
What's up?
Great time, man. Good time, man.
Well, like always, man, I appreciate you coming through. It was good talking to you. Blaze, glad you could make it as well. Glad everybody's safe. Everybody's good. To everybody that came through, I think we had almost 300. Shout out to you guys for always rocking out with us on the RGT. Carlos had to step away. He had to do some stuff with the family, so shout out to him. He wanted me to give my regards to you guys on the panel. He had to leave early, but it's all good. Shout out to Carlos. Also, I didn't even see his message. I'm surprised he just didn't message us in the Discord, but shout out to Porter Rock. He wanted to jump in here. He could have just jumped in. I wouldn't have mind. But shout out to Porter Rock. He wanted to jump in. We'll definitely get him on next week for you guys, and we'll be back to talk some more with you guys, all right? Until next time, though, I'm definitely going to shut it down. This is episode 105, and it was definitely fully loaded. I'm going to let everybody do their outros, and I'm just going to shut it down. Go ahead, Blaze.
Yo, Ryan, everybody on the panel, Craig, Foxy, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate you too, my brother. Craig. I guess Craig.
Oh, you must have coronavirus.
I think the corona got Craig.
You have to go and isolate in the wardrobe.
He had to go first. A good die young.
Trying to stay away from people.
Fox, go ahead, brother.
Well, it's what people might say. You shouldn't joke about coronavirus, but I say laugh in the face of danger. What you want me? I'm not gonna act all afraid and avoid people and screw that, man. You know what I mean? Laugh at it, man. Laugh at it until it goes away. Anyway, Stay safe though. Be sensible. Think of others. Peace and love. Play games. No corporations.
Absolutely. You guys have an awesome one. See you guys next week. Y'all be blessed. Later.